Devil in a red dress. Call 911, I'm a killer. You know I hate to confess. Bang, bang, got my hand on the trigger. The devil in a red dress. Call 911, I'm a killer. You know I hate to confess. Bang, bang, got my hand. Call
Yo, shout out to all the folks out there carrying a Glock 34 with a TLR 1HL or the Goon Beam equivalent with a closed emitter optic IWB in the appendix. It's such a vibe, right? Like, it's not like you're not just rocking like a 43X, you're not rocking a 365. It's not like a it's like a bam, check this, right? Like 3 points of contact type handgun. Anyway, ladies and gentlemen, thank you for taking the time to join me. Yes, your boy is rocking the belated anniversary hoodie, and I think you guys will be kind of excited to see some new merch coming back when my store comes back in the next few days or so. You know, you may see the Dilder um, monogram masks. Okay. Now, yes, that is 4, count them, 4 lazy roofers per monogram. And this is the the DLD Kim Light monogram non-lazy roofer mask. But this one is going to be coming soon to a theater near you. Look, I know I got some exciting stuff coming out, but you guys are going to have to wait. You're going to have to be patient because I got a lot of dope stuff coming out. It's going to be like this weekend at best, but we'll see. So let's go ahead and get started. For anyone that is just joining us for the first time tonight, this is a live stream channel. Okay, occasionally I'll drop a video. This is a live stream channel. So what we do every Tuesday, Thursday, and Saturday at usually around 10ish p.m. Eastern, sometimes as late as 10:30. We do a show, and at the beginning, we take the first 10 minutes or so to greet all of our people, to welcome them, and express gratitude for them taking the time to come and sit and hang out and just chill with us. Okay. Also, from time to time, we'll do a strap check, which means everybody has to say what strap they're carrying. Like for an example, right now I'm rocking a 43X that's on a 48 MOS frame with a TLR 7 sub with a Shield Arms S15 mag with a +5 extension. So I got 21 rounds in that mammer jammer. And this evening I am rocking the JM4 tactical holster, and man, is it comfy. But I did just swap from the tuck holster. So anyway, so what we'll do for the first 10 minutes or so, we'll welcome all of our channel members. We'll greet all of our people that are coming in to hang out with us, and we will get this started. But first, we will congratulate Kurt24 for not only being first this evening, being first with the strap check. My guy, Kurt24, congratulations. Give me a fist bump, brother. Appreciate you. And you'll see Kurt24 is also a channel member. So appreciate you, my brother. All right, so let's go through and say what's up to all of our channel members. We got Toy Town Inc. in the building. Toy Town Inc., what's up, fam? Let's see, Toy Town Inc. Gen 24. We got Live Life in the building. Live Life, what's up, brother? Good to see you. Also a channel member. T for Tejas, my guy, what up? T for Tejas, channel member. We got Flying Rich in the building. What's up, Flying Rich? We were just talking on the telly earlier. Also a channel member. I appreciate you. Let's see, Live Life, Flying Rich. We got Mike McClune, the Goon. What's up, brother? Appreciate you coming and hanging out as well. Also a channel member. Let's see, Mike McClune, Kurt24, Flying Rich. Oh, goodness, I got the sniffles. I got the sniffles. Let's see, Kurt24, Flying Rich. Hey, Lightning McQueen. What's up, brother? Also a channel member. We got Sandwich Chef, who also turns out he's also the chef of sandwiches. So I appreciate you coming in, brother. I don't know if he's a sandwich artist or just the chef of sandwiches. But anyway, I appreciate you coming and hanging out. Also with channel member. Hey, there he is. We got Fire Rider in the building. What's up, fam? Also with channel member. Yo, see, this is what I'm talking about. G34. It's a vibe. It is a total vibe. Glock 34, full size light, closed emitter optic, 23, +1. Like that thing is dumping, and it's just like it's a whole vibe. And I feel like that thing is bro, you could crack silhouettes at 100 yards all day with that thing. Let's see, Kurt24, Fire Rider, Jeff Cron, my brother. Great to see you, Jeff Cron, also a channel member. I appreciate you. Let's see, Kurt24, Mike McClune, Flying Rich. Hey, Blue Curtain Burner. What's up, Blue Curtain Burner? Also a channel member. Drew, my guy. What's up, Drew? Also a channel member. Yo, look. Okay, I don't know if you guys can see this. Look at his thumbnail. If you cannot see this, it looks like he has a very special firearm in the picture, and then below that very special firearm is a T-shirt that says "Thuga Vermint did nigh 11." Man, I wonder where he got that T-shirt. Anyway, thank you, brother. I appreciate you. Drew, you're the man. Barton Fink, bro, my guy. What's up? Stayed, came for DLD, stayed for teasing of Rich. Yo, man, I had an opportunity today. So I'll get to this in just a moment, but I had the opportunity today to give something away, and one of my viewers was on the list, and it was Barton Fink. So I'm gonna give a little shout out to you know who, my guy. Let's see, Barton Fink. We got Lightning McQueen in the building. Mike McClune, Jeff Cron. Let's see, Kurt24, Flying Rich. Hey, JC Neener. What's up, fam? JC9 also with channel member. Live Life, Lightning McQueen, Jeff Cron. Let's see. No, why, God? I'm wearing the G35 equivalent. Are you really though? Or are you just playing around? Like, are you actually carrying a 40 cal? I'm sorry, guys. I didn't mean to curse. Are you actually carrying a 40 cal. It can't be real. It can't be real. I don't think I've ever met anyone that actually carries a 40 cal after like 2010, 2012. It's a shame. If you're actually rocking a Glock 35 with the light, with the the magwell, mag extension, closed emitter optic, like and all of that, I'm not that mad at you. I'm not mad. I'm just disappointed. That's all. Mike McClune, and yes, for the people that are gonna say, "Well, Dark, a 40 cal saved your life." Yes, a 40 cal saved my life in like 2010. So does that? Yeah, 40 cal just doesn't apply to our world anymore. Okay, you try to use it, it just bounces off people. Doesn't work. It's ineffective. It's kind of like airsoft in a way. Uh, I'm just kidding. I would never want to be standing in front of a 40 cal. I'm just saying. Look, it's 2024, right? Yeah, 2024. Get a 9 milli. Okay, that's all I'm saying. That's all I'm saying. Let's see. Lightning McQueen, Flying Rich, JC9. Hey, Z, my guy. Great to see you, Z. Also with Chanamemba, Fire Rodder, Kurt 24, Jeff Cron. Hey, TMC, brother. What's up, TMC? Good to see you. Hey, Fat Gray Man. I haven't seen you in a minute. Frag Out Design. What's up, brothers? Let's see. Run Gun, Neil Simpson. Dang, all you guys. It's great to see all y'all. Let's see. Z, Flying Ridge, TMC, my guy. Let's see who else. And for anyone that's watching this on replay, I appreciate you guys coming and hanging out as well. Fire Rider, Jeff Cron, TMC. Let's see. Kurt 24. There he is. Prepper Book Club. What's up, brother? Doc, what up? Good to see you, my guy. John Pauly. It's John Pauly. Great to see you, Pauly. Scusi. All right, we got Z, Jivkron, JC Neener, Prepper Book Club, Mr. James. Everyone, welcome, James. Thanks for coming and hanging out. Let's see, my brother in Christ. What's up, Damien? Damien Christ. Senor Gort. Great to see you, Gort. Also with Chanamemba. I appreciate you. My deck is too big to pack a G34. Well, you can always build an extension onto your deck, or just make room, shuffle some things around, make some room. You can do it. If I can do it, you can do it. Okay. All right, Barton Fink, Kurt 24, TMC, PBC, PBC. That's great. Gort, Lightning Queen, Jeff Cron, TMC, GC9, Flying Rich. My bad. I'm just going through. I'm getting caught up here. Barton Fink. Hey, Silverback Tactical, my guy. Great to see you. We also got our honorable mentions. We got Murphy's Law in the building. What's up, brother? Dang, he said, I'll just go call somewhere. No, no, no. It's just I can only see what I see when I see it. You know what I'm saying? But great to see you. G26 Fat Boy. Why is it a fat boy? I mean, it's not that fat. I guess it's fatter than like a 43 or 43X. Constitutional Carpenter, what's up, bro? Murphy's Law, my guy. Run Gun, Frag Out, Man Against the Masses, Damian Christ. Oh, you know what, guys? How could I forget this? Behind me right now, if you go full screen, behind me right now is the Frag Out Design Studios upper and lower. It is completely laser. The upper and lower is laser engraved with Frag Out Designs actual hand drawing of scrolling and engraving, and then I hit it with a battle worn paint job. So the thing is fire, and I'll see if I can pull up some dope pictures, some like actual like good pictures. Safety Haba, my guy Safety Haba. If you haven't gone to Safety Harbor's website, go to Safety Harbor's website. You got to check out his new hoodie, and it's just this super dope modern milsurp hoodie. I know y'all have heard me explain it like 100 times, but bro, you gotta check it out. All right, if you're into milsurp, military surplus, and if you're into supporting our builders, and he's an SOT, and he's just a hell of a guy, then go check it out. It's I think it was on sale last I looked, and it is the dopest and most comfortable and warm hoodie you can get. It's in the German rain camo, which is fire. Let's see, Silverback, Kurt 24, Flying Rich, Neil, Murphy's Law. Let me see, I got to get caught back up. Damian Christ, Rip Curl Readiness. What's up, bro? Fat Gray Man, good to see you, man. Usually, I see you in the comments after the stream, so it's dope to have you here. Ron Bayer, my guy, Run Gun, Spear Gold Dot. No, no. I don't personally like. I'm kind of joking. I actually did a bunch of testing in water with jacketed hollow points, and guys, for y'all that are here that are waiting to discuss the e forms, when my guest comes on in just a moment, we're gonna have a conversation about it. So I did a lot of testing with different jacketed hollow points. I used everything from used Spear Gold Dots, HSTs, the original HydroShock, which spoiler, HST stands for HydroShock 2. And Hornady Critical Duty. This is before Critical Defense. This was before Critical Duties came out. And let's see, HSTs. Golden Saber. I used BPLEs. Those things are hot, super hot. BPLEs, 9 LEs. No, 9 BPLs, 9 BPs, 9 BPs, a whole bunch of different stuff. And honestly, the most consistent was the HST every single time. Most of the gold dots literally did not even open. Now, that could have been a barrel length issue. It could have been bonding that it was just hitting the water. It could, I don't know, but I have never seen gold dots expand in all of the tests that I did. But hey, what do I know? I'm just a dude playing a dude disguised as another dude. Darian, what's up, fam? Good to see you. And let me see, Mr. James, Joe Morris, my brother, great to see you. Goombame, and yo, if you guys don't know, you are about to see some fire goom beams tonight. These lights, I got pistol lights, rifle lights, all the lights. Yo, if I only had a green rifle light, if I had a green rifle light, bro, you know what I would do with it? I would put it on the 40 millimeter green Geisley Super Duty. I know, I'm a simp for it. Hey, look at that. There she is. There she is. There's the Goon Beam Tactical Llama. Man, this is so dope, man. Look at that. Look at that Goon Beam, y'all. Oh, it's so beautiful. If you guys haven't taken the time, I believe he just recently sold out of both rifle lights and pistol lights. However, you may still be able to get the blue rifle light, pistol light, and the EDC lights. These things are insane. Like, it literally looks like you are walking outside with a lightsaber. It is just pure insanity. If you are into terrifying everyone in your neighborhood and casting a brutally bright LED over 100 yards away, then the blue light is what you got to do. If you use the code in, excuse me, if you use the link in the description and my code, then you will save some money and support the channel as well. Let me get this in here. There we go. Okay. So this is the pistol light. It may look similar to some other lights that you may have heard of, but you got the Dilder package there. There you go. I should probably hold it up the right way. And because we know blue chem light, blue's the way. Oh my goodness. Yo, look at the photonic focus of the beam there. Okay. This thing is pure fire. Anyway, what you want to do is you want to go to the description and you want to click on Goon Beams link, and then you want to use code DARK, and that'll save you money. But everything else is sold out. So Jonah should be on here shortly. I do want to say one more thing about Barton Fink, but looks like we had a special guest jump up in the back here. So let's bring him on. Ladies and gentlemen, I'd like to welcome Pamela Anderson Lee. I think you got to do both like that, like yep, and then see on my
I
back.
don't know, it's not working. See,
You got to kind of do it like close like that, you know.
I don't know.
Ah,
Yeah.
yeah, there you go. There you go.
All right. Rich should be on here too because he got some of the same information that I did, but I was able to verify it. I'm not going to give out the information, but remember I told you that the reason was BS?
The money from Congress?
Yes,
Uh-huh.
it is BS.
Okay. Tell me more.
I will tell you more tomorrow.
Hold on. So you came on to tell me you can't tell me anything?
No, but I'm came in to tell you that it is Rich. Do you want to jump on? Because Rich had some of the information too, but I was
Oh
able
yeah.
to verify it.
He called me. He told me about it.
Yeah. So you have all that, but I was able to go through my contact that gave me some really good information that I've given you in the past
Mm-hmm.
and verify it and narrow it down to specifically the company in question.
Interesting. Well, we'll see what happens. Guys, what he's referring to is something that it can't be brought up like just yet. It would be irresponsible to bring it up. Otherwise, trust, we would
You
talk
can
about it.
tell them that it's going to come back up.
Yeah, it's definitely I would say likely by tomorrow. I would say the next 24 to 48 hours you guys are going to hear something.
Yeah, 24 you'll hear something, but yeah, their
Likely,
timeline maybe moved up a little bit from
yeah.
bringing it back up.
Yeah.
But
Awesome.
we have everything. It's been verified, which
I
is
appreciate that.
cool. Rich told you. So I went back to my source, who's a great source,
Mhm.
and he gave me a little bit more information that I can't give to you right now, but I will give it to you.
Live life. It was a good move to wait, to absolutely wait. And anyone else that's thinking in this kind of, m- you know, um, anyone else that's thinking in this same kind of, realm, I would inform you to wait. It would be
I will say I talked to someone today who I knew had more information. I knew had more information, and I was just like, "You're beating around the bush.
yeah.
What do you know that I don't know?"
Well, we'll see. Everyone, just wait. We'll see. When it's something we can bring up and all
But I
that.
but I
You gotta
wanted
wait.
to give you the information in your audience first, since you're a big part of this, and Jonah was a big part of this.
I appreciate that. Yeah, I appreciate you putting me in the article too. I got a call. Dust called me. He was like, "Yo, did you know Amoland put you in the article? It says YouTuber DLD after dark." I was like, "Yeah, that's Crump's article." He's like, "For real?" It's like, "Yeah, that's
He
that's
didn't know it
Crump's
was me?
article." I don't think he put two and two together, but he also got it was text to him during a live stream that they were doing, and then he hit me up and he was like, "Yo, like you're famous, B." It was kind of funny. Um,
Yeah, I do know that they're incredibly pissed.
which they
ATF.
good. Are they pissed because I wore this hoodie?
No.
No, of course not. Yeah, yeah. Well, you know, soon enough we'll air out as much information as we can, and we'll just have to deal with it. Tech Money, what's up, bro? I
Yeah.
don't like a bush. I like. Thanks, Bob. Appreciate that, Bob. Good to see you, Senor Bob, by the way. It wasn't a solar flare that took down the ATF website. No, it absolutely was not. Dark is evidence table famous now. Okay, so that's still one thing I am waiting on. This year, I am committed to becoming evidence table famous, which means every time you see somebody get, you know, like locked up and arrested and they take this huge surplus of firearms and ammunition and P80s and 3D printers and all this stuff, every time they do that and they say that it's an arsenal of weaponry, which I've usually put them to shame. Um, you always see that they put jigs on the table with the P80s and the frames and 3D printed frames and all this stuff. And I was like, man, I've sold, you know, I've done 5,000 transactions on DLD hardware, right? The fact that they're jigs on tables, on evidence tables that I don't know if they're mine or not, kills me. So what I did is I made these tiny little DLD hardware stickers, and I got 1,000 of them, and I put them all over each side of the jigs. So that way, if the dirtbag ATF agents do use, um, do put the jigs on the evidence table when they take their money shot, then I can put them, they can put them out and it'll show if it's a DLD jig or not. Or of course, if they use the, my own jigs that I developed, we developed, then I'll know that that's mine. But we'll
My
see.
question is, where's Jonah?
It should be on any minute.
Interesting.
Yeah, I'm not sure. He said he was headed home, but I sent him the link, and I'll shoot him a quick text.
Yeah, but this is definitely interesting. The more it goes down, the more interesting it gets.
Yeah, man.
Yeah.
I just shot him a text, so we'll see. But I did want to give a shout out to two different things. I wanted to give a shout out to the company that you hear about so much with OTF knives. Here, let me show you. Don't fall. Okay, so you guys know I always show love to tack knives, right? Tack Knives has been a huge supporter of the show and the channel, and they've just been awesome, right? And they have been working with a dude. If you check out their Instagram, they've been working with this dude. I think his name is Joe, and Joe's been doing a lot of their social media, and he did a contest, and there were like 30 entries, and out of the 30 people that were entered, I won. And they posted it today. They were like, hey, like, let's pick a number in the hat. They picked a number in the hat. The dude didn't even know that I was an affiliate and I was connected with them. And he pulls it out. He's like, number 4. Then he goes to the list and it says number 4, did after dark. Did after dark. And then I think he realized it was DLD after dark. And then he's like, DLD after dark, congratulations. A whole bunch of people were in the comments saying, congratulations. And he was like, you won a 13-inch OTF knife, one of the stilettos. And I was like, you know what? It's like I don't feel right taking that. Like, you guys have supported the channel, you guys have supported me, and being like an affiliate of yours, being that y'all have sent me stuff, I just don't feel good about just taking a free blade from you guys. And unless the owner hits me up and is like, yo, Dark, you want to try one of these new blades, then I'll do that. But anyway, I was like, if you want to send it to somebody else in the community or somebody else on the list, or if you're I can give it away to my people, you give it away to your people. He was like, how about this? How about I show you the list and you get to pick who it goes to? And I looked on the list, and out of all the people on the list, I had one of my I actually had 2 viewers on that list, but one was Flying Rich. So sorry, Flying Rich, you don't count. Barton Fink was the other viewer on the list. So I took the 13-inch stiletto. I think I have, yeah. It's just like this guy right here. It's the big boy. And I mean, really, it's kind of like a glorified letter opener. I wouldn't really, go to work with this thing. Um, it's something to, have around the house. It's not something I would put on my kit, right? But anyway, I was like, yo, Barton Fink, that's all you, bro. And they're going to give it to him and send him one for free. So there you go. Bam. And that's why I share stuff like that on my story. So you guys can do that. So you guys can, enter in that giveaway. And you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And by the way, if you use code DARK at TAC which is also in the description, you get 20% off. There's Jonah. He just got here.
Yeah.
Congrats, Barton Fink, though.
Can I show you guys something really quick that I think you and Jonah would be very interested in?
Hold on, can you guys
Sure.
get my audio okay?
Yeah,
I got your audio.
What's
Yeah,
up,
I'm an
Jonah?
idiot. I was I went to my mom's house to help fix her faucet, and then I forgot, and I was still doing it. So I'm on my way home. I'll be home in like 10 minutes.
Oh my goodness.
You've got
Well-
me from the truck.
No, it's all good. It's all good.
Well, I was gonna show you guys a video, so if we can kill time with that, because I think Dark's gonna really want to talk about it.
Yeah, let's see it.
It's all deck jokes in the chat. Hey, Tactical Turkeys, what's up, y'all? Yeah, I'm sure he'll hit you up tomorrow. If not, I'll send him a message like, "Hey, just want to let you know I told Barton Fink to expect to hear from you." Just make sure you check your message requests, because a lot of stuff gets lost in message requests on Instagram.
All right, I'm gonna
Twitter.
share this over here, and then
It's not somebody else's video, is it?
it's not a video. It's a newsworthy story.
Because I
Video.
think I've gotten a copyright strike for almost every video you've ever played on my streams.
Is it How to Hunt the Domestic Dog by the ATF?
Yes, the curious domesticated puppy. Hey, Rudy Finney with a $20 super chat, my guy. Thank you. I just love the fact that you just drop it with like no message. It's just such a mic drop, man. Rudy, man, I appreciate your support, dude. You're incredible.
All right,
Thank you.
this is
Stevenson, what's up, bro?
this is the video of the Joel Osteen church shooting.
Yeah,
This is CCTV footage of it.
of it actually occurring.
Ooh,
Yeah.
is that YouTube safe?
It's
Uh,
YouTube.
We'll find out.
Why are people running?
Oh my goodness.
See the dude walk up with a gun. You can't really see anything. You see the dude with the gun.
Yep.
He took the 5-1 shot, and the other shot is right there. That's the kid that he had with him.
Dude, that is so terrible.
So this is not going to get you a strike. You really can't see anything.
We're just attending a virtual church service. What are you talking about?
Exactly.
Here's this lady walking. Oh, look, what? There it is. There it is. Boom.
Quack, 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 quack.
That's the armed guard.
3639.
The
Donut
donut
operator.
videos. Yep.
Quack, quack,
Quack, quack, quack.
Quack, quack,
We need
quack.
units now.
Here comes the armed guard right here.
I love his sense of urgency.
Yeah, man, he's chilling.
Ah, so urgent.
Boom, right there.
We are Lakewood Church. We need to go. We need to go. We need to get closer.
Yeah, can you pause it real quick? I just want to say something. Please notice the difference between the woman that is in close enough proximity to the camera to be heard on the phone with 911. Clearly, just by her voice, she is ducking, hiding, calling 911, begging them to save her life. Okay. as opposed to 25 yards away, 2 men that are armed that are neutralizing the threat. I tell you guys, everything from keeping your tools on you every single day to keeping your tools on you in your home, inside your home, keep your tools on you. And I cannot stress enough the difference here is literal life or death. Okay. It should just become just another item, just like your keys, a pocket knife, a phone, a wallet, whatever. No one is like, oh, this wallet is just such a, well, unless you have a huge Velcro wallet with too much stuff in it. But the difference here is that these two individuals that are, that have equipped themselves and are returning fire, neutralizing the threat, versus a woman cowering under, female or not, right? An individual cowering under a desk or a table or something, calling 911, begging a stranger to then call different strangers to hurry there with guns to save her life.
And honestly, I found it helps do a little ditty when you leave your house. Every time I leave my house, I tell myself testicles, spectacles, wallet, and keys. And I do it in the order: testicles because I carry appendix. I grab my gun, make sure it's on my appendix. Spectacles, I don't wear glasses, so I grab my phone, wallet, keys every time I leave the house. And I'd never forget anything doing that. And as someone with ADD, it really works.
Yeah, I'll tell you, at times I forget, my bag, which has things like, my personal stuff, loose personal stuff, my meds, I have a secondary firearm in there, and I've forgotten that bag before, but
Are you talking about your purse?
My MERS, yes, my sack. I like to call it my sack. But you know what? I never leave home without a firearm in my waistband, because I also have a firearm in my waistband while I am at home too. It gives you more options. So sorry, you can go ahead and resume. I like that little ditty though.
My camera's not working.
Whatever happened to violence of action? There it
is. These security guards are pretty brave, man. They're fire coming at them, and they're just ducking back and right back in the fight.
Yeah, there's definitely some tactical errors though.
Yeah, definitely errors, but these guys could have easily ducked through that door and ran away, and they didn't.
He's reloading right there.
Yeah, I mean, the reality is that you never want to re-engage coming from the same exact place.
I think there he's already pulled it right there.
Let's approach. We approach.
Quack, quack, quack.
Come on.
What gun was this shooter using? I'm assuming some kind of AR platform.
Yeah.
Give us our sense.
Why, if you look at every church or whatever shooting in the last couple of years, it's always a rifle. Why would these guards not have either close access to a rifle or some kind of PDW on them?
That's a good point. I know some dudes that bring
Other cops are there.
What the fuck?
I know some dudes that bring a small
And they got him right there.
She may have a bump.
They got him right there. The last shot of the dude got him. For the cops showed up, but the dude is the dude that took him out.
He said, "How is this lady's footage so stable?" No, it's from a security camera, not a cell phone.
Yeah,
so
it's a security camera.
a couple things. You never reemerge from the same place you took cover. Okay, unless you absolutely have no other option, and you must return fire. But you gotta reemerge gun first, right? Not poke your dome piece out and look if they're there. Gun first. And dude, man, those are some pucker moments. But look, quack, quack, quack. The shooter, well, actually, we'll get to that.
When did this happen? Because I wasn't aware of this.
A couple weeks ago.
Yeah, it was like 2 weeks ago, maybe a little
The only
more.
person that died was the shooter.
Yeah, who decided to bring her like 5 to 7-year-old child, or I'm sorry, it was a man, right?
Well, I think it was a woman that became a man, and then her husband became a woman.
I'm
Not for nothing, but if this was a straight white male, his face would have been all over the news, and I would have heard about this before it happened.
Oh, bro, this was the situation where forget that woman, the woman that was on
With Pierce, not Pierce, Bill Maher.
Bill Maher, yeah, and she was like, "Well, we know it's not a white male," you
Yeah,
know.
and
And,
No,
not
that
wrong.
was the Kansas City shooting.
oh, that's right, yeah, the different
But
one.
I mean, it's a valid point. It's the media doesn't plaster their face everywhere and release their name immediately if it doesn't fit what people want it to fit.
This dangerous military-aged male that was white, equipping themselves with an arsenal. But look, I'm noticing a trend here.
Mental
These,
instability.
yes, and yeah,
And why do they always like every trans shooter writes shit on their rifle?
because they saw someone else do it.
She wrote Free Palestine.
Interesting. Look, if someone were to try that in my church, they are getting neutralized faster than they ever could have. I mean, they can't even fathom how quickly they would be neutralized. And
DLD has 18 polymer 80s tucked in his waistband.
yes, and I'm throwing them to everyone. No, I stash them under everyone's seats. No, I mean, look, the whole church is filled with a lot of very organized people that are prepared, and they're prepared to a point where they have firing quadrants mapped out. They got comms. Everything is mapped out, and that way there's no question. I would not do things like this. If you're out there and you're, suffering from this grave form of mental instability and you feel like doing something terrible, man, don't do it. Actually, you know what? You're just going to get shot in the face. So I guess that's fine. It's just crazy to see this. Yeah. Anyway, sorry. It's a touchy subject. Jonah, welcome to the show. Welcome to DLD After Dark.
All right, I'm gonna jump up here and let you do your interview with Jonah.
I appreciate it, man. Thanks for popping on.
I just wanted to bring that and also show you this video because that seems like a video that you would be into commenting on.
Yeah, I appreciate that, man. Lots of quacks, quack quack quack. But yeah, that was interesting. I appreciate that. I hadn't seen that video.
Yeah. And everyone out there, thank you so much for supporting our boy Dark, also known as Dave, as we call him as we grew up.
Come on. Play the Air Force self immolator. What?
That's the dude that set himself on fire in front of
the
Antifa guy.
Yeah.
He was all fired up about this whole Israel Gaza conflict, I guess.
All fired up. Yeah. All I know is that last I saw him, he was hot.
I don't know. That whole situation was lit, man.
Yeah, man. It's crazy. I don't know. His video's straight fire, though.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, it was fire, man. It was definitely an interesting situation.
It's pretty crispy.
Yeah, definitely. That shit's blazing.
Yeah.
Gerchop, great to see you, bro.
All fired up. He was all fired up about that situation.
All fired up.
Yeah, man. He was like, I'm going to go do this stuff. It was smoking.
Live life. The last I saw, the P1P was for $599. That's when I bought it. I don't know what P1Ps are at currently. I think a lot of people are moving to or getting the P1S.
Yeah,
so
the P1P is not as popular.
Yeah, P1P is just for me. It's just kind of where it's at for everything. Libs were melting down. I heard he was burnt out on Israel. Wow, dude, you guys are foul. No pun intended. Oh yeah, no pun intended. Of course not. Shit was lit.
I wonder
Bro.
if he got the 3rd degree from the Air Force before he died.
Doo-doo, tss. All
Oh.
fired up. The lazy roofer himself.
Yeah, man. Yeah, he should have did as a collaboration with the Lazy Roofer.
Yeah, he sent me a meme.
He could be like the roof. The roof is on fire.
Oh, dude. Okay, you ready?
Quine finally quit smoking.
I'm helping. That's good. I'm not gonna lie. That's good. I'm helping in that Ralph Wiggum voice.
I'm heading upstairs right now so you guys can see my beautiful face.
Yeah, he did all that
Can't
stuff
wait.
and no one cared.
Dude, I'm saying that's what people don't get it, man.
I'm out of the loop. What happened with that? I'm assuming someone set themselves on fire for some stupid cause.
Well, he was a pro Hamas, pro Palestinian Air Force vet who
set himself ablaze.
fire in front of the embassy in DC.
Air Force vet, like United States Air Force?
He's active duty, actually. So he was a vet. He was active duty.
Yeah, I think he was active.
He was also an Antifa member.
So
Yeah,
he
no
was
big deal there.
a part of the government and the military fighting for people that actively want to kill him. Got it.
Oh, Barton. He was upset when Paul Walker didn't accept the invite to his barbecue.
Oh, wow.
Yo, that's foul. Paul Walker was the greatest.
Yeah, he was. I mean, his favorite artist was Jimi Hendrix, you know. Light My Fire. Or actually, was that was Jimi Hendrix, yeah.
Well, do you know why Paul Walker crossed the road?
Dude, don't. What?
Because he wasn't wearing a seatbelt.
Oh, dude. That's so foul. Was feeling hot under the collar. Yes, I bet he was. Like, why would that be your choice? Why? Like for real? Like, that's a. We didn't light the fire.
No, we didn't start the fire.
Yeah. Well, I mean, he did. So can our cans even be transferred to the? Yeah, we do. We should get on the conversation.
Yeah, here, I'm setting my laptop up here in a sec. Walking to my apartment.
Brian Raglan, hang out for just a sec. We're gonna have our guest Jonah come on here on camera in a moment, and then we'll jump into the whole conversation.
You should put that guy's image on a shirt.
Which one? What do you mean?
Did you set himself on fire on a hoodie? That should be in the hoodie release.
I would probably put the Ralph Wiggum one superimposed over his burning corpse. That was the Doors. Oh, was it the Doors?
The Doors.
Come on, baby. Like why disrespect Paul like that? I know, man. Oof. Run
Paul
gun.
Paul Walker posted on the same message board that I post on, and also Justin from Phoenix Ammo, he posted on the same message board, and Paul Walker was a regular user of that message board.
I couldn't tell if you were starting to tell a joke or if you were actually serious.
No, seriously. It's the OG, the underground, also the UG, the underground. It's a jiu-jitsu type board, MMA, jiu-jitsu stuff.
Jeff Cron with a 223 super chat. Thank you, bro. He says Transformers love nail polish shirt incoming. That actually would be an excellent shirt, and have like a Transformer with like a wig and painted fingernails on it. That dude, that's a dope shirt idea. I think we could pull that off. If we can pull off the lazy roofer, we can definitely pull off the Transformers. Let's see.
I got the self-emulation image of the guy. For the video too.
Thank you again, Jeff Cron. I appreciate you. Copycat of the monk in Vietnam, I'm guessing. Oh,
Yes,
man.
basically that's where I got the idea from.
He's such a hothead. Run Gun Business says hot-blooded. Earth, wind, and Air Force Airmen fire. Oh, man, you guys are bad.
All right. I gotta go smoke. No, I don't really smoke, but just
All right, brother. Thanks for popping on.
All right. See ya.
All right, Crumpy. Appreciate it. Google the Buddhists who burned themselves in the 1960s protesting the Vietnam War. Oh, yeah, I haven't seen that in a long time. You got a fever of 103. Dude pulled it off, didn't start screaming for help, not even a break in his voice. Yeah, that's pretty intense.
There it is.
What's up, buddy?
What's going on? Oh man, I
Well,
look fuzzy right now.
Oh, bro, you and me both, brother. So let's go ahead and jump into it. You know, we've only been live for an hour, guys. I'm sorry. All right. We for the guy that's gonna come back and be like, the stream starts at 52 minutes. Thank you in advance. Okay, so before we jump into it, let's go ahead and just give everyone a quick introduction of who you are, what you do, where they can find you, and your OnlyFans.
Yeah. Onlyfans.com/DLD. Jonah, I own and operate Big Mac Defense, firearms, suppressors, optics, machine guns, night vision, thermal. I literally can get everything. Most things I can get.
Thank you, Eagle Run.
Instagram, Big Mac Defense. I don't really post a lot on social media because it's not my day job, so I don't have a ton of time. So, but you can always reach me there. Big Mac Defense on Instagram, Big Mac Defense on Facebook, and then also my Google listing has my phone number. You could always text me, call me, whatever you need.
Yeah, that's actually something I really appreciate. Before we jump in the conversation, I just want to say, like, I'm a little old school, right? Like, I don't just like sitting off an email or a text or a DM or whatever. Like, if I can call somebody and be like, "Yo, Jonah, I need this one crazy obscure thing," you know,
That's why I'm a phone call person. I hate texting.
Mhm.
I would much rather a phone call.
So I was talking to one of my boys, and he called me over the whole eForms thing, and he was like, "Yo, I saw your stream earlier when we were talking," and he was like, "Man, I was gonna buy a few things," and I was like, "Well, before you pull the trigger, talk to my boy. He runs Big Mac Defense, and dude, like, he can get you a better deal on almost everything in existence. Like, you know, hit him up." And he was like, "Hit him up, like, you mean like call him?" I'm like, "Yeah, yeah, call him and then just like talk to him. Tell him DLD sent you." He's like, "You want to send me his like link?" Or I was like, "No, I'll just send you his number." Like, he was so thrown off that I was like, "Yeah, just hit him up," you know?
Yeah, I prefer phone call or even text, a little more personal than just I hate emails, the back and forth, and then things get lost.
It also takes so a conversation that could take like 4 minutes on the phone takes like 2 days via email, and
Yep.
it's just ridiculous. So
Oh,
don't
what's
call
up?
me, text first.
T for Tejas. Yeah, I hooked him up with some night vision. You gotta
Dude,
spicy too.
I'm I love the fact that people in our little community are getting nods, they're getting equipment, they're getting gear, and they're getting ready. And I love it. I love it. So all right, so let's go back to Jonah doesn't read my texts.
I did read your text. I didn't understand them. Text me context.
Yeah, Rich, no one understands your text. We just laugh and say what's up. Big Mac Defense, can you get me a simple SB brace for my MP Fever clone like
Yeah.
Darks?
Which one do you have? The folder or collapsible?
I have one I made out of PVC pipe and Velcro. I'm just kidding. Yes, I have the the side folder, the one that makes it
I
twice as
just
thick.
sold a collapsing one that was pretty spicy, but also the B&T braces are solid.
Hold on, they
Or the
make
B&T
braces?
stock with the tail hook brace.
Oh, okay. I was like, hold on, they make braces?
Great. I run it on my APC, and they make it for the MP5. It's awesome.
Yeah. Hold on. John Crump News with the super chat. Thank you, Mr. John Crump News. Monday night I will be on OAN Tipping Point. Nice. Or OANN, One American News Network. Hell yeah. Check it out. Nice. Thank you, Crumpy. Big Mac Defense. I need a Gen 5 G17 slide. Have anything?
Slide in my DMs, and I might be able to get you something.
Slide in his DMs.
Yeah, I don't. Do you need to be Glock slide? Are you cool with an aftermarket slide? Let me know.
Yeah, I mean, I've found for the most part, a Gen 5 aftermarket slide is just costly. There's only a handful of options. And you can either just grab an OEM or like you could get it. So for some of like the Grey Ghost Precision and Zev and some of the slides that are available for Gen 5s, you could get, for another $100 to $200, you can get a whole complete firearm. So, oh, should I put my helmet on too? Dang
Got
it.
that goon beam fire.
Oh,
I'm gonna
dude,
shine it at the camera, but close my eyes.
my helmet is actually downstairs, so
Oh,
I can't.
Jesus.
Wow,
That was
dude.
infrared, by the way.
What?
It's the new goon beam V cell laser illuminator.
Oh, the one that he only has 12 left of and people don't even know about?
Yeah, the one that he didn't advertise, and then I played with it and was like, "Why did I not know about this thing?"
Hold on. So
Yeah.
how in the flock did your camera just pick that up?
Because this thing is like insanely bright.
Are you saying that it's brighter than your Wilcox?
Hands down, this thing makes my full power Engol look like a cat toy.
Yo, that's okay. First off, like if you don't know about Goonbeam, you don't know about Goonbeam. All right, like I cannot. The fact that you can see that is insane. You're not supposed to see that, guys.
No, this is IR. I can't see this. I'm not gonna look at it because it'll like destroy my eyeballs. But yeah,
Yeah, that is IR, which means it is literally invisible to the human eye, but because of how powerful it is and the night vision, the little bit of night vision activated on Jonah's camera, you can see it. What you should do is put your PVS 14 over the camera and then yeah.
here.
All right, hold on. And then after this we'll get into the conversation, y'all. Yeah, take your time. Take your time. Jonah's dog never gets to go upstairs.
No, he does. That's for the cat. Cats. I like cats, but cats are stupid.
Ooh.
I don't know how well this is gonna work. It's like washing out the camera. Let me put it on the focus mode.
You can see it auto gating from how bright it is. Dang. Yeah, that is dang. Bro, that is insanity.
It like streaks the tube a little bit.
Yo, that's crazy.
It's absolutely insane. Goonbeam is a fucking madman.
He is, dude. He's taking things that how much is an Engol?
$6,000 on the gray market.
It's funny you call it gray, but that's true. And how much are some of the other comparative equivalents?
The closest thing to this would be the civilian would be the B.E. Myers Mall, $3,400 to $3,600.
And how much is Goonbeams?
I feel like I don't want to say the price.
I know. I don't even want to say it.
It hurts. $150.
No, you're not supposed to say it. I'm just kidding. You can get them on DLD hardware for $700. I'm just kidding, dude.
Yeah.
Look.
So Tim Harper's right. Cameras can pick up IR, but generally they don't pick up this wavelength of IR as well. Same with your phone camera, as well as night vision would. However, this is powerful enough that all my security cameras and this camera are picking it up like weirdly powerful.
Yeah, correct. Yeah, that's what, and I don't know if you guys heard me say that earlier. It was the camera picking it up. Phone cameras pick it up too. Like I can see my IR illuminator, in my iPhone camera, but I don't like it's not like that. That is a completely different technology.
Yeah, ultimately V cell lasers, it's a laser emitter. So this is not an LED. It's a laser that's focused out.
A legal laser, civilian
Of
laser.
course.
Yeah.
You never sell stuff that's illegal.
Yeah, especially, for $140, which is like insane. And Jonah was sitting here telling Goombeam, like, yo, if you would have told me that was like $400, I would have been like, hell yeah,
I would pay $400 or $500 for this easy.
Yeah. Yeah.
It would be cool if it had a laser and it was an all-in-one lamb unit.
Ooh. We need that lamb.
Later.
That lamb. What he's referring to is a laser aiming module, which you can
Yes.
use to aim your, rifle or whatever, your firearm using night vision. Okay, so let's back it up a little bit. So first off, thank you for coming on. Madam asks, did Jonah's dog just take a dump?
He wouldn't, because he'd die.
That's
No, he
well,
wouldn't.
I mean, some people do things that cause death, like lighting themselves on fire.
Or staring at an IR light.
Yeah, yeah. Okay, so you and I spoke Tuesday early in the day, and you called me. You want to kind of just roughly run through kind of what happened and what brought us here?
I just saw in the chat someone said, "Could we get the 4 milliwatt IR version?" Only if
Hold
they
on.
know.
Oh, I just saw Barton Fink.
Mm-hmm.
When can we get the Formula One IR version? Yeah.
Call me. So how much do we want to say about the origin of this?
I mean, I think we can roughly say things generally like misapprove,
Okay, I'll say this. A large distributor called a suppressor manufacturer and said, "Hey, giving you a heads up. This is on Tuesday, early Tuesday.
hmm
eForms is indefinitely getting shut down. Move your inventory because, and just so people know, I'll back up a little bit. eForms is the electronic system where we use to file Form 4s, which is transferring NFA items from a dealer or an individual to another individual, an already made item. Form 1s, which is when you're going to manufacture a new NFA item, SBR, destructive device, short barrel shotgun, things like that. For dealers, there's also a Form 2, which is if I want to build an NFA item like a machine gun, I have to notify the ATF via Form 2. Form 3, which is transfer, a tax exempt transfer between dealers.
Yeah.
So company makes a suppressor, they Form 2 it, they sell it to insert company here. They sell it to Silencer Shop. They have to Form 3 it to Silencer Shop. I buy it from Silencer Shop. They Form 3 it to me.
Yeah, like SOT to SOT, FFL to FFL.
eForms does all of that. So this silencer manufacturer was told eForms shutting down indefinitely. Move your inventory, because at that point, once it shuts down, they can't Form 3 cans anymore. What do they do? So I was made aware of this on Tuesday before anything happened, and it was said that, hey, it's probably going to happen today or tomorrow. So, I let people know who needed to know. And then sure enough, that night, Tuesday night at around 11:58-ish, 11:50, they shut down eForms. And there was just a generic message that said updates, or that this could be it. Well, updates are on Saturday and Sunday. So, yeah, eForms down, which is bad, because then I had a customer come to pick up his suppressor and rifle, and lo and behold, can't Form 4 your suppressor to you. No eForms the next day.
Yeah.
What that means for manufacturers is they can't make any new cans because Form 2, you have to file when you create cans. What do? Do they want us to paper file? No, there was no guidance issued. They can't sell cans because they can't Form 3 it to the distributors or the dealers.
So let me just say this really quickly. So frag out. No, most 99.9999.
No one knew. No one knew.
This
I
was
learned
literally.
I learned this before it happened, and at this point, I don't think anyone knew. This was very unofficial, very back channel, like, hey, just giving you a heads up, and then they give someone else a heads up, and then it got to me.
Yeah, I mean, literally like 2 people knew and then told Jonah, and then Jonah contacted 2 people in the industry, and those 2 people, so like there's a reason why the turkeys know and there's a reason why DLD knew, but we didn't like blow it up and throw it out there or anything, like, because there was more information that we were waiting on to make sure that it was like actually legit, like for sure gonna happen. We knew like 99.9%. If you guys remember back on Tuesday when I went live, I was like, hey, guys, there's some, fuckery afoot with the ATF. We'll probably talk about it on the stream, but I made the decision not to because there's other information that may come out in the future that has a lot to do with this that people aren't comfortable or aren't certain about or can't prove to talk about yet.
Yeah. So sure enough, it happened. And now everyone's kind of dead in the water. And I guess backing up, and this is pretty public. Back in December 21, when they opened up eForm 4s again, which had been closed for years, the reason that was open was the ATF was given $5 million to revamp the eForm system by DOJ Congress. They were given that money and they said, 90-day wait times. That was one of the promises made. Didn't happen.
Yep.
All of a sudden in the last few months, people who applied after September, October of 2023 were getting their cans in 3 months, 2 months, 10 days, 30 days. Congress was putting pressure on the ATF saying, hey, we were promised 90-day wait times. We gave you $5 million. What's going on? I think they were trying to speed up wait times, which is great for the end user, right? I think for everyone buying suppressors to get a 10-day, 30-day approval is fantastic. And if they could keep that up, great. But there was also people who had applied middle of 2023 that are still to this day waiting on cans. And I think they were trying to play with their average wait times, approving the quick stuff that just came in.
Because that would have the biggest impact on their average wait time.
Yep.
If something comes in and then 3 days later, 7 days later, 11 days later, whatever it is, I saw everything from 3, 7, 11-day turnaround times. And if they got people that have been sitting there since last year, well, if they approve them, that's not going to have
their average.
Yeah,
Which,
yeah.
I get it. They're rushing,
Yeah.
to play the devil's advocate a little bit. So
I also think they were probably trying to clear their queue.
Yep.
And
but I think what happened is, like we heard 10-day wait time, 30-day wait times, and I'm like, I know someone. I mean, I'm not going to drop his name. He went and bought 5 cans the day he heard I told him 10-day approvals. He's like, I'm going to buy a bunch of cans, and sure, went bought 5 cans. Everyone did that.
Yeah. You even hit me up and you were like, yo, I got this AB. And I was like, yep, I'll take it.
So I think everyone rushed to get cans and then they're like, oh crap, what's happening? And I think ultimately they're like, we're shutting down eForms. We need to fix this backlog. And I'm sure they're getting pressure. And, then it comes into question, what did you do with these funds? And that's all speculation, until later. There's been talks about misappropriation of funds and blah, blah, blah. But ultimately, what I'm chalking it up to, Congress not happy that they handed over $5 million, and we're not at 90 days. And I think the ATF's trying to catch up. And look, if the ATF, again, playing devil's advocate here, if they told you guys, the end user, hey, we're going to close for like 2 months, but the result of this is we're going to clear our backlogs and you are truly going to get 30 to 90-day wait times, that's awesome. If they could really, really hold to that, that would be fantastic. But what that does to the industry is manufacturers are in trouble.
Yeah.
And dealers who are sitting on 120, 150, 200 cans, it's hard to hold inventory. A lot of this stuff you're buying on what's called terms. So you get 60 or 90 days to pay these items off. So now 60 days hits and you have all this inventory. You're forking over a lot of money you may not have. Yeah.
For all these companies that are sitting on all this inventory that can't do anything. However, so 2 things. One thing I want to go back and say, when Jonah called and said, do you want this can? I said, well, only if I don't need to give you money for it. So I'm not currently in the position to purchase NFA items. But of course, when people hear 3, 7, 10, 30-day wait time. It's like, what? Like, I've literally waited, 9, 12,
So
13
I can
months.
personally tell you that I had 4 suppressors for 3 customers come back in 70 days. I then had one come back in 50 days. If you take away weekends and holidays, that was about 45 and 35 days, give or take,
Mm.
which is insane. So, yeah, I think if the ATF could spend 2 months clearing a backlog, that would be fantastic for the end user. It's going to suck for me. It's going to suck for the manufacturers. Now, today, just to give a slight update, ATF put out guidance that we're being given a grace period. So when I build a machine gun or I build a suppressor or I build an NFA item, I have 24 hours to simply notify the ATF that, hey, I built this. That's it.
Yeah.
You don't need approval because you're an SOT. You've been pre-approved. You build it.
Like, if you literally went to go build a machine gun right now, you would have to inform them within
24
24
hours.
hours.
What
And
the
Frag out, I
ATF
didn't see your whole segment. My bad, real quick. I didn't see your whole segment. I did see you on the tactical turkeys for a little bit, but I didn't hear the whole thing. So my
Yeah, I
bad.
mean, honestly, put it in the chat real quick. Summarize what your segment was or what your thoughts were. I'm curious to hear.
Mm-hmm.
But so they did post guidance today because I'm like, I have parts coming. I'm building another machine gun for some testing and R&D on suppressors. What do you want me to do now? You didn't. You just shut down eForms. I have no guidance. You gotta let the people know. So they did put out guidance that says if you use eForms to use the ATF2 Form 2, you will be permitted to submit the Form 2 by the close of the next business day after the system is back online.
Yeah.
I don't know how long that's going to be, but what they're saying is, hey, if you make a machine gun, you're good. We'll give you an entire business day after we open eForms back up. That could be a month from now. It could be a year from now. I don't know.
So
But they're giving us some grace. And that also allows suppressor manufacturers to keep manufacturing. Why are you going to manufacture if you can't? Now, they can do paper Form 3s. Here's another thing. From what I last understood, there is one gentleman in the eForms division, and obviously they can reallocate people, but there's one gentleman responsible for paper forms in the whole country because paper forms are all but dead now.
Yeah.
By design. Are we going to just flood this guy with paper Form 3s to transfer suppressors? Because, I mean, a small suppressor manufacturer could move 1,000 suppressors a month.
Yeah. Yeah.
You want one guy fielding 1,000 forms? I wouldn't want to be that guy. I don't want to do that. He's just some poor dude at the NFA division at the end of the day.
So I think what Frag out is saying is that they're doing this to purposely take out FFLs. I don't think
It's not going to hurt the FFLs though.
Well, I mean, FFLs dealing in NFA items, for sure, it could. Anyone dealing in NFA items that are sitting on product, yes, it could. It will, right?
It's not going to put them out of business, though. And you also have to consider.
It depends what they do. Every FFL is different. Like anyone that deals in NFA items is going to potentially be in trouble because they can't transfer anything. And
So
everyone.
Really quick, I want to be clear about something here. I'm an FFL and SOT. I have to play by the rules. So I'm going to play nice and try to play devil's advocate.
Mm-hmm.
I don't necessarily agree with or not agree with one way or the other, but I have to play by the rules. Just throwing that out there. Yeah. If you know me, you know my stance on things, but I got to play by the rules.
Yeah, no, I think we understand that. It's the companies that are sitting on massive amounts of inventory, specifically ones that deal directly with so people out there, consider very large companies that do almost all of their business dealing in NFA and do almost all of their business dealing with eForms. Those companies will likely take a big hit. What some people are saying is, I wonder if it's something being done on purpose to target those particular companies. That's what I think some people are thinking. Some people are thinking, well, it could be some misappropriation of funds. Some people are thinking that whatever it is, there are going to be answers, and more is going to come out about this because the ATF was saying we'll put out a public statement in a week, okay? And they said, no, you're going to put out a public statement within the next 24 hours or less. And shout out to Z. Z sent me an email uh, with uh, um, with that same notice tonight.
I'm just really trying to be clear here. DLD knows me. He would not have me on here if I was just shilling for the ATF.
Oh,
Be
no.
very clear there.
Bro, I'm literally
But
wearing a hoodie with a dead ATF agent on there. Like
I'm
I'm
putting
not.
myself in the public eye here and saying, hey, leaked this information. So I'm not trying to go online and say, hey, fuck you, because
Yeah.
that's just attracting undue attention.
Well,
And like Frag Out saying, zero tolerance. I don't want to be part of that. So
Well, I don't think he's saying that. I don't know. I don't know. I mean, I would like to get more clarity. I don't think um I'm understanding it either. But
yeah, that's what I'm saying. If you could post it, just make a little post about what your point is. I want to hear it truly.
I think what he's saying is that the idea is for them to, take out a lot of FFLs or all FFLs. I don't think I think it's more focused
I
than
think,
that.
yeah, that we're definitely at the highest rates of revocation for FFL licenses in history. I
Yeah.
don't think that's the e-forms shutdown. I don't think that's what it is. I don't know. Look, there's been a lot of rumors floating around the last few days because everyone wants to be first on it. Everything
Yeah.
from it's an attack on, A, B, and C person. It's uh, just some stuff that's getting into like conspiracy level. And you have to
So
remember,
he's saying mass confusion and mass
yeah, correct. Yeah, I
revocation.
agree. And it's like, what do you do? Do I file papers? Do you not want me to file papers? What do you want me to do? But ultimately,
I think that's
government loves one thing. They love power and they love
money.
money.
Yeah.
And shutting down e-forms, they're losing money and it kind of lose power too, because now they have no registrations. I mean, in theory, people could just get fed up and say, I'm throwing a stock on my rifle. Now you lose the power. You don't have people registering their stuff.
Yeah.
It's kind of a lose-lose for them by doing this. So I can't imagine they're doing this in spite of someone,
I think what we're talking about is it just happens to be a byproduct of what's going on, right? It's just something that also happens in addition to. I think what the reason of what is actually happening is hyper focused on like two areas, but a byproduct of this is also that there's going to be a lot of confusion. It's also that there's going to be a lot of people that are sitting on a lot of inventory. There could be FFLs that literally go out of business over this.
Yeah.
I have no idea how long these forms are going to be down. Jonah has no idea how long these forms are going to be
And
down.
it sucks. I have customers. I have a stack of 4 suppressors right here. People paid for these.
Mm-hmm.
What do I do with them? I need to get them their product. I don't want to sit on their product. And luckily, they've all been super understanding about it. But it's like, what do you want me to do? You shut the system down. You didn't give me any guidance at all, and it sucks.
Well, and in theory, even if they approve something right now, if you got an email that something was approved, what could you do? I mean, do they send the and I'm genuinely asking, do they send
ask
the
that again.
approval? So if you got an email right now that said DLD is approved for a suppressor or something, right? Do they send the stamp and the approval that you can then furnish to the customer, and then they do the paperwork to take the item?
So, okay, here's how it works. When you buy a suppressor from me, we wait till it gets here. It has to get Form 3'd over to me. I get it in inventory.
And just so people understand, sorry, real quick, just so people understand what I'm talking about is, so I've done paper forms. I got over a dozen paper forms, but I've never done e-forms, so that's why I'm asking about this. But please go ahead.
So, yeah, I mean, it's ultimately e-form. So I get Form 3 to suppressor. It shows up here. Through one of various ways, we would do your Form 4 paperwork. You could do it through Silencer Shop. I also just do it manually on the e-form system. I log in, we type it in, we figure out, are you doing a trusted individual, do all the mumbo jumbo. It's pretty quick. Upload your prints, do all of that. You pay your tax stamp. We both sign, type in our PIN codes. Boom, the form is submitted. Then you'll get an email saying from e-forms, your form is in pending state. However long it takes them, they eventually say your form is approved. I call you and I say, hey, come grab your suppressor. You do a 4473 like normal, except in this case, there's no background check. There's a little box on the 4473 that says no background check required because it was done during the NFA Nick or the NFA process. Check that box. We do the 4473 because I'm transferring it out of my inventory. You take your suppressor home, and they send you the stamp in your email. They send me the stamp as well. So they don't do
Okay.
paper stamps anymore. With eForms, they send you a PDF with the stamp on it. I guess
With
they keep
the
original.
with the approval. So
Yep,
so
with an
that
approval.
okay.
It says someone at the bottom, they check approved and they sign their name and date. Their
So
examiner.
that's what I'm asking about. I was curious if, and so just like Fish is saying. So Fish, thank you for the super chat, by the way, brother. It says Big Fish Little Boat, which is part of the Tactical Turkeys. He says that's what we need to watch now is if approvals are still coming for
Yes,
outstanding
approvals
Form
are still
4s.
coming. I have heard of people approved literally today.
Okay, so even so that's what I was saying. I was literally going to say
ATF isn't shut down. The ability to file new
to
e-forms is
submit
shut down.
forms.
Existing
Yes.
e-forms are still good. And that's I truly think that's the whole purpose of this. I don't think there's many people that work for the NFA division. If you look at all of the tax
There's
stamps, you
not.
go on Reddit, you go on all these places, there's like 5 to 10 people signing all of the stamps. It's the same names over and over and over again.
There's always been like less than a dozen processors there, even
Yeah,
at the
so I
height.
think they're truly short-staffed, which that's a double-edged sword for me because I don't want to keep funding and growing, but
Purposefully.
so that's where we're like, do we
short-staffed.
just take suppressors off the NFA and then you don't need more people? I don't know.
Well,
But
so there could be a lot. So there's a lot to unpack with this. So a couple things. I sit back for a second and realize what
brand
happened.
business, Carol Ripley. That's one of the names. That's like one of the most popular names.
Yeah,
By the way.
yeah, yeah. I actually have. I think I have two from her.
Yeah,
Paper
that's what I'm
forms.
saying. There's the same names on every form, and it's like
Yeah.
there's not many people there.
So I want you guys to understand this. When we're looking at this, it's probably not the same kind of conspiracy you guys are thinking of. So remember who turned off the forms, right? This wasn't a cyber attack. This isn't China. This isn't the daddy DOJ, right? Well, I know that the ATF is part of the DOJ, right? But you and I talked about this. There's the ATF in the Treasury Department of the DOJ, and then there's mommy and daddy GOA. They're in the same family, but it's different when you have a conversation with your brother and sister than with your mommy and daddy, right? So this wasn't mommy and daddy. The ATF shut them down. So I don't think it's as nefarious. And look, guys, I am completely 100% anti ATF. I think the mere existence of them is completely unconstitutional, wrong, against our natural rights, illegal, immoral, reprehensible, all that stuff. And at the same time, I think this is more of a kickback because of what you know. What? Let's talk about it. Let's say what were you told? Are you comfortable talking about that?
For what? What do you mean?
The what you've heard so far about reasons.
So I heard that it was an attack on Silencer Shop, which I don't think is true. What else did I hear?
That they were granted $5 million from Congress.
The $5 million. But then there's also been rumors around that. Was there a misappropriation of funds? Were funds stolen? Were they used in the wrong place? A misappropriation? Or was it just simply that maybe they were charged too much? Maybe they found some dopey company that says, oh, we'll upgrade your computer system for $5 million. Didn't really do much. And then boom, they just blew the money because government overpays for things. Like it's a lot of speculation.
Or honestly, like if so, okay. So think about this. If Congress says, okay, ATF, we're going to give you $5 million because your wait time is absolutely absurd. It is abnormal. It is
which is kind of what happened.
Yeah, it's in every sense irregular. It's blah blah blah. But they say, well, we need $5 million to do this. So they say, okay, we'll add $5 million to your budget. Okay. Then the ATF goes back to work, and then there's no change in their time frames. There's no change in their average, time that a form is in there. And let's say that it actually gets
Frago
worse.
owes us a description because you're talking in code here. I need to know what your stance is. Truly, shoot me an email, shoot me a text. I want to know what you think about this because
he's saying that they shut it down to kill FFLs.
No, I don't think that's what he's saying. I think there's more to it, but I want to hear his whole clear, concise statement. Shoot me an email if you got it. I really, truly want to hear your thoughts on this.
I mean, frag out. You're welcome to come on if you want to come on and explain it. That's fine. But I think what he was saying is that that this is happening to kill FFLs, and I think in a perfect world, sure. I'm not sure what because there's a delay with chat and with what we're
Yeah,
saying, so I'm
yeah.
not sure what he's responding to.
That's what I'm saying. I need just one statement saying, "Hey, here's my thoughts on it." But
Yeah,
yeah, and also someone said, I can't pin comments, but someone said, "Well, we need to just expand the licensing center." You want to give them the budget to hire more people?
I don't want to give them anything at all.
Not particularly. I don't want them to get bigger necessarily, and I understand that's, that's kind of the game we're playing here. Personally for me, and here's what it comes down to. Legally, a suppressor is considered a firearm. How I feel about that is not beyond the point. It's the regulation or the definition in the Gun Control Act or wherever.
Hmm.
If e-forms is shut down and paper forms are going to take a ridiculous amount of time, your right to own a firearm, your Second Amendment right is being restricted. It's really the Second Amendment right protects you, but your right to own a firearm is being restricted and ultimately denied. I think the resolution is to this, which I think everyone could agree with. If you want to buy a suppressor, it's the same process as you buy a firearm.
Yeah.
Come to me. You do a 4473. I run the same NICS check that the ATF is running on the same FBI. I have it up on my tab right here. It's the same NICS check. I run a
Yep.
NICS check on you, comes back, proceed, just like a gun. We finish the paperwork. You take your suppressor home. That should be it. If that suppressor is used in a crime or found somewhere, the ATF could go through the same trace process. They go to the manufacturer, that points them to the distributor, that points them to me. I'll pull up your 4473 and send them to you. Same process.
You know what I believe they're afraid of though?
What?
It is and real quick, run gun 100% a right delayed is a right denied.
That's what I
And
was trying to say in more words. Yes.
yeah, and at the same time, remember, we are in one of the only industries where one of your only natural rights, like out of everything, voting and out of everything, one of your natural rights of self-preservation, self-defense, preservation of innocent life, blah blah blah. We're literally paying for it. We are paying for a right. Okay. There are Supreme Court decisions against this shit. Okay. But here we are, right? We got to acknowledge the world that we live in. And this is the world that we live in, at least currently, even though most of us disagree with it. But here's the deal. What I believe, hey, Corn Pop, what I believe that, hold on, I saw, okay. I'll get back to this in one sec. What I believe they're afraid of is check this out. Okay. So, if they say silencers, cans, whatever suppressors are off the NFA, they are now treated as typical firearms. What do you think we would see on the market almost immediately?
More suppressors.
80% suppressors. Because if they're just firearms, then anyone can build them.
But do you know what? An 80% suppressor right now, it's the same concept. They just disallowed it because they don't like it.
Of course.
It would be the same, but even if there is 80%, you're not going to stop that.
No, I know, but I'm saying I think that in their mind, I'm trying to put myself in a terrified, freakishly paranoid.
No, in their mind, they lose
idiot.
control. They no longer have the NFRTR full of suppressors, which in theory,
And-
what's the point of the NFRTR? They have a log of all of the items. So they can look up DLD and say, okay, he owns these suppressors.
Mhm.
What's the difference? If you use your suppressor in a crime and they want to trace it, they search it in the NFRTR.
Yeah.
Or, hold up, that suppressor is used in a crime. They go to the manufacturer, the distributor, me, the end user. What's the difference? You're getting the same result, but now you get to take all of this headache away and all of this BS from registering a metal tube. In its essence, it's a metal tube for gas to go whoosh and expand.
It's an accessory.
That's it.
That's it. It is a
It's doing
firearm
the same
accessory.
thing your muffler in your car is doing, except your muffler has some filters. It doesn't. Your muffler has baffles. You're
Yeah.
breaking up the gas. You're breaking up the sound waves, and
Mhm.
that's it.
Yeah. So Frank Guy Design says, I hope I'm wrong, but not saying it's because, but I'm saying they found
I know, but
the
you're also
opportunity.
look. I didn't watch you on the turkeys earlier, so you keep saying I was on the turkeys. I said my piece. I don't know your piece. I really want to know. I genuinely am
Yeah.
asking, and I keep getting little bits and pieces. Like, no, I said it already. What did you say?
Yeah, I'm trying to understand.
So I'd like to have I'm all about discourse, man. I'm all about hearing everyone's point, and that's kind of why I'm here. I want to get everyone's opinion on this. I'm trying to avoid conspiracy and the panic that follows these situations, because slow and steady wins the race. You
Amish
stay.
oil filter. Yep.
You stay
Uh,
level and clear about it. You're gonna
Government
come
never
out
gives
on
up
top.
power, correct? And government never gives up the opportunity to take money from the
Which is they're
citizenry.
losing both of those things right now. You lose
Correct.
power and you lose money, which then leads you to believe, well, did they really do this for some nefarious act, or are they kind of in hot water right now? And that's why they're losing money and power because they need to fix this.
So then let's take a minute to skip the bullshit and just say this. So here's what I believe, and Jonah, let me know if you concur, okay? What I believe is that we're going to find out that this is about the money that they received from Congress, okay? And the $5 million that they received, Congress came back just like anything else, just like a job, right? If you have a job and you get paid to do something and your boss says, "Hey, did you do this?" and you say, not really," then you're probably going to lose your job, right? There's accountability for something. So if they gave them $5 million and said, "Hey, ATF, your wait times were an average of, 13 months. What are they now? 14 and a half. Okay, well, then clearly the $5 million that we granted you didn't help you reduce your wait time. So therefore, we're going to enact some type of accountability or some type of something." And then they started just wildly approving shit 10, 7 days, 30 days, and they're reducing their wait time like that, probably hoping, see, we're improving this, right? And then they say, okay, just like a Cerakote, company, just like a stippling company, when their books are totally booked up, they say, I need to close my books for a few weeks or a month or
Not taking new
whatever,
jobs. The difference here
not
is that
taking
it's
any
the
work.
government. You can't really do that. But
Correct. I agree. I'm just saying I'm trying to put myself in their thinking, right? So we don't get fined millions of dollars from the DOJ, daddy, mommy and daddy DOJ. Let's just close the books for a moment, get through as much as we can, and then clear our books out and then see whatever. Now, through this, if this is happening, what happens during the situation? Somebody with a microscope and starts looking through
which is
everything that they
Congress's
do.
job. When Congress is functioning as it should, which it's not always functional, but there is people in Congress who will ask the right questions. Remember when Trey Gowdy was in? Dude, he used to grill government agencies,
Hmm.
grill them on stupid spending. And that's what's going on here. I think there is people in Congress, there is strong Republicans or whoever in Congress that's saying, we gave you money, you didn't deliver, answer to us. And that's Congress's job. And they kind of have to fear Congress, right?
Yeah,
That's their funding, that's their power.
but I think they're also going to realize the uncertainty and say, okay, we need to just take like, I can't see this going more than a short period of time.
I think we're looking at tops on the long end, 1 to 3 months.
You think it'd be that long?
Tops. But like I said, if we can truly, and I'm trying to be positive here for everyone in chat and everyone looking to buy suppressors. If they can clear their backlog, I talked to an IOI the other day, an industry operations investigator. I don't know how true these claims are, but she said they have at any given time about 500,000 forms pending. Again, I don't know how much truth there is to that, but if we can, they say we can take, because she said each examiner gets about 100 to 150 forms done a day, or that's what they hope to do. And that's, assuming that there's no problems with NICS checks or further investigation needed, which happens. If they can take that 1 to 3 months and blow through their existing backlog, because I think it's just bottlenecked. They have this huge backlog and stuff keeps flowing in. If they could get rid of that and then manage what's flowing in and truly give us 30 to 90 days, like that would be awesome.
So this is an interesting point. So it says Trey would spend millions on hearings about wasteful spending. They don't give a fuck about waste. Okay, you're right. They don't give a fuck about waste. They care about what they look like and people holding them accountable for money. If they were gifted essentially $5 million to improve their wait time, and they didn't, wouldn't it make sense if they say, "Oh shit, we're going to be fined millions and millions and millions of dollars and potentially lose the $5 million that we were given"? They're going to need to take drastic action. Now, again, none of us here are gay TF apologists. Because Jonah has an SOT, I'm not going to ask that he say or do anything at all. I'm just saying nobody here is in ATF apologist. I am just saying that um, I think that how this started wasn't as malicious as it may seem. However, now that they have the microscope under them, I believe that people are going to be looking way more closely at what they're doing and not doing.
And someone says, do you think Congress cares about your suppressor wait times? No, Congress cares about, I could have put that money in my pocket and said we gave it to you. And you promised us this. And you've got to remember, there is handfuls of people in Congress who may believe things along the same track you do and have the same feelings about the ATF. Right there. There's people in Congress that believe that, and they've said that out loud.
And
those are the people they're going to make us think about this.
And there may just be
and them getting reelected depends on this, because if they fail, people won't vote for them.
There may just be people out there right now in different types of leadership positions that heard what are going on, that are like, yo, DLD, what's going on with this? Yo, Jonah, what's going on with this? Yo, John Crump, what's going on with this? Shining a light, an IR light on what's going on. So I'm just saying, look, just keep an eye out on what the future may bring.
And that last comment right there, or from Deplorable.
Congress isn't always effective, but they aren't all evil all the time. Correct. Just like people, right? Most of them suck, but there are a few gems, and there's some.
And sometimes they share one value with us, one or two values that happens to line up. And for the most part, that's the value they're going to fight on.
Yep. Gabber, what's up, bro? There are a couple people that at least advertise that they care about our natural rights when it comes to self-defense and firearms. Not one person has said anything. What do you mean? Not one who has said nothing from the ATF? The ATF just put out one notice.
These comments aren't coming in order. We could say something and your comment shows up 30 seconds later sometimes.
Yeah, I'm not sure I understand. Corn Pop, what's up, brother? We have human beings in Congress that think that islands will capsize if too many people crowd one side of any given island. Putting faith in politics is silly, albeit still necessary. 100% agree. Most of us have completely given up on the entire system. And we also have to acknowledge the world that we live in and say, okay, there is still, oddly enough, crazy enough, still power in this, and they can determine, like, look, a lot of us listened to the SCOTUS bump stock stuff, and even though most gun guys, most people that understand things, were sitting there tearing our hair out, like, are you serious? Well, if I have a button and a second button, and the button is the trigger, and like, shut up, you don't understand any of this. But we have to acknowledge the world that we live in and say, they're going to make a decision which is going to impact all of us. Well, I don't care about bump stocks. It's not about bump stocks. It's about, does the ATF have the ability to just change a rule or a law like that? We've all seen it, not only with bump stocks. That was Trump's doing, by the way. Bump stocks, frames and receivers, braces, all this stuff.
We're literally turning off what you would call a GUI, a graphic user interface that determines whether you do or do not get a right.
We're looking at a complete and utter circumvention of the legislative branch of government. There was actually somebody, I forgot who it was, somebody like in Congress was asked about I think it was a Supreme Court justice that was asked about the three branches of government, and her answer was like, oh, in my 21 years on serving on the bench, I had, like, whoa. You don't know the three branches of government?
Oh, do you what? I misspoke before. I said Trey Gowdy. I was thinking of Jason Chaffetz or whatever his name was. His whole job was the Government Oversight Committee.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm not familiar. I was never
chased out of politics by.
There's only a couple people
or something from someone.
Like I know, like from time to time I'll watch and I'll see, like, Massey say something, and I'm like, okay, he knows what's up, right? Like, or I'll watch like a few of the folks that I think may still have some common sense left in their brain, and I admire when they take a stand for people that think like we do, but know at the same time that they want to do anything and everything that they can to eliminate us and people that think like us, right? Like that. I agree that they are absolutely trying to eliminate FFLs. I believe that they're absolutely, we know without a shadow of a doubt that they're trying to eliminate gun building, not only from the general public, they're trying to eliminate gun building video. They are not even trying. They're eliminating gun building videos, gun building safety videos. They're eliminating,
When I build
maintenance
my next
videos.
machine gun in a couple days, can we do a Rumble live stream? I will go in
Abs-
my garage and I will live stream my build.
Absolutely. That I would love to do that. The the three branches of government are the Nina, the
The
Pinta,
Pintas.
and the Santa Maria. A third grader knows this. I know. I literally left high school at 15. I opted for early retirement. And I was like, hold on. Legislative. I'm like, dude, I know the three branches of government. It's the judicial, legislative, and um oh my goodness, judicial, legislative, and why am I totally tripping right now?
Executive.
Executive. Thank you. Jeez, sorry. See, but I am also not a sitting Supreme Court justice, so there's that. Um, is it a PWS?
If it was, it would work.
Yeah, Father, Son, and Holy Spirit. Yes.
No, the machine gun I'm building. No, I got a milled lower. And there's this like shorty carbine system I want to try out on it.
Ooh, JC9. The three branches of government are CIA, BlackRock, and the military-industrial complex.
Do you remember the lyrics in Andy Samberg Boats and Hose after he said the Nina, the Pinta, and the Santa Maria?
No.
Google it.
Oh God.
I don't
Let
know
me
if YouTube's
let me
safe.
grab a drink. I'll let you chat with chat real quick.
I mean, frag out. That's what I've been doing this whole time, playing devil's advocate. You got to remember, you said zero tolerance. I have to play nice with my IOIs. I try to keep in touch with them. I try to make sure that I'm up to date on everything I'm doing because zero tolerance. And I'm not trying to get on public platforms and just say, go fuck yourselves. Zero tolerance. Yes, we should do a full auto Friday. I have a couple full auto builds we could do on live. Yes, I do Otter Creek. I love the Otter Creek makes good shit. I want to actually get one of the little polonium Ks. I mean, the brace thing is still going on. There's still money being dumped into that. You should have made it so I could pin comments. But yeah, this whole thing it's confusing, especially for an FFL SOT. It's confusing for customers and a lot of people outside of everyone in this chat, the people who watch Crump and DLD's video this morning, Tactical Rabbi put out a video on it today. Outside of people who watch that, no one knows what's going on. All they know is E-Form's gone. That's it. And had I not known this, I would be sitting in the dark just like everyone else was. And once this is over, everyone go buy a suppressor. Everyone should own suppressors. Right? Right.
What's up?
I said, when this is done, yo, Gabber, Tactical Rabbi's legit. Don't talk before you watch his channel. He makes good content. No, I said everyone should go buy a suppressor when this is over. And yes, Bob, buy another suppressor. Or Holosun, call me.
I actually the best price Holosun I ever purchased was from Jonah. And my first IR laser was from Jonah.
Yeah, Fragout said your last IOI interaction. That's why I'm being nice to my IOI. I call her regularly. I make sure to be polite to her. I make sure if I have stupid little questions, she's like, I'd rather you call me. I want to ask them. I don't give them too much information, but if there's like a thing about paperwork or something, I want to make sure I'm doing it right because when they come to inspect me, I want to hand them the book. I want to give them everything they've given me and say, here you go. Good luck.
Look, I understand people's hesitancy to purchase NFA items, and also at the same time it's 2024 and every single possible method of government spying has been, I mean, there is no way to hide anything at all whatsoever. So consider this. Although I haven't purchased an NFA item in a very long time. I don't think that, out of millions and millions of people that have purchased NFA items, they're not going door to door to say, "Hey, can you show me your
They don't have
silencer?"
enough people. First of all, they can't go to your door and ask them to see anything. That's a very
Yeah,
common misconception. They don't
people
have any right
believe
to
that.
come in your home. Nothing.
People confuse the expectations of an SOT with the expectations of someone that purchases an NFA item.
Correct.
Now, have they? Of course, they do unconstitutional shit all the time, right? But that is not the norm. I have a dozen NFA items and a dozen stamps, and I've never had them come knock on my door saying, "Excuse me, Mr. DLD, we saw your most recent stream, and you said some pretty anti-governmental things, and we want to." No, dude, I have never, out of every single person I've ever met and that I'm friends with, and all, I've never heard of an NFA or an ATF agent coming to someone's home to see an NFA item that they purchased, right? However, I've seen stuff online here and there, whatever. But you guys also saw an ATF agent with an AR-500 Walmart gong and a plate carrier coming to Mr. Moonlight's house. All right, so let's be just a little bit critical about the things that we see online. Okay. Now, I'm going to get back to this really quickly. So, do I believe everyone should buy a can? I will say this. I believe having a suppressor is nearly the closest thing to mandatory equipment for somebody that's going to be potentially going up against any significant force, any tyrannical force, any type of ground conflict at all. If you don't have a can on your rifle, you're going to, be at a disadvantage. That's all I'm saying. And I mean like a can on a 5.56. I know it's not silent. A can on a 300 blackout, whatever your thing is, I think a can is damn near mandatory. What are your thoughts on that? You think a can is mandatory for like urban conflict and things
Oh,
like that?
100%. And here's what I just used. I was talking to a police. They bought SIG rifles for all their patrol officers. They purchased like 50 rifles.
What kind of rifles?
I don't know if it was like the SIG M400s or whatever their AR. I don't know if they were MCXs.
Okay.
But I said, did you buy suppressors? No. Okay, what happens when an officer discharges his rifle and now you're paying him out a massive workers' comp claim? Oh, we're
Mhm.
actually already doing that. There was two guys in a patrol car, one guy driving, one guy had to draw his rifle and discharge it through the windshield.
Mm.
Officer driving went deaf in his right ear. They're paying him disability and retirement for the rest of his life. I'm like, you're spending millions on that guy. You could have bought him a $400-500 suppressor for his rifle. Wouldn't have
Yeah,
been a problem.
and
Also, civil lawsuits. You have to go in your house with a rifle and discharge it if there's a woman and her kid in there and they both go partially deaf, because that's very plausible indoors. That's millions
or
you're
or
paying out.
also even like look, one of the local law enforcement, shout out to almost being at 100 viewers. One of the local agencies around here, they have 14.5-inch rifles with cans on them. And I was like, hey, just out of curiosity, at the gun shop I worked at, we actually serviced them, right? We had like an account with them, and they were like bringing their guns in, and I was like, hey, I noticed like some of y'all have like standard semi-auto, some of y'all have 3-round bursts, some of y'all have machine guns, but all of you guys are running 14.5-inch with cans. I just was curious, why'd you guys, why are you running cans? And they were like, well, so if we need to, hop out of our cruiser and dump 5 rounds into a dude's sternum, it doesn't disrupt the entire neighborhood, and we can operate a little bit more quietly. Also gives them the tactical advantage of whatever. So it was interesting, but from the liability perspective, that's something that I didn't even think of.
Yeah, liability, but also it's just go take a single shot out of an AR and tell
In
me
a
how it
small
feels
in a
without a
small
can.
confined area.
Oh,
Oh,
I wouldn't recommend that, but I'm just saying it hurts. It really hurts, and one shot is enough to make you go deaf.
yeah.
And it's like it just seems like it's like common sense to put a suppressor on a rifle at this point. It sucks the process you have to go through to get one,
Dude, I
but
waited.
it's kind of a necessity. And once you run one, you're like, why have I never done this? Why do I not have a suppressor on every gun? Cost aside, it's crazy.
Yeah, and you can always run, a 308 can for all your rifles or almost all your rifles, depending on what you got, and either a 9 or 45 ACP pistol can for to hit as many platforms as you can. Um, but Corn Pop says a can from 50 to 100 meters, even on a 5.56, makes you exponentially more difficult to locate. Absolutely. Not only flash, sound,
It's
the
signature reduction overall is the
signature,
term for it.
yeah, the
So
signature around like just
smoke.
blowing up dirt, yeah, gases, dirt, smoke. Like if you're laying prone and you just squeeze one 5.56 round off unsuppressed with like a muzzle brake on, you're blowing up dirt. You're blowing. I mean, it's a huge signature.
Yeah, Corn Pop knows what's up. That last comment. Suppressed rifle, IR, night vision with an IR illuminator laser,
Hmm.
a good bino setup, and a thermal overlay. Done.
Yeah.
It's a little heavy, but
Dude,
friendly.
I'm looking at what I've put into even just my handgun collection.
That's weird, Corn Pop. I don't remember you buying night vision from me. Traitor.
No, he had it way
I
before.
know, I'm just kidding. But
Dude, I'll tell you, man. Looking back on it, if I could have done things differently, the 40 Glocks that I own and the all the handguns and all the long guns, and I would trade half of my handguns for night vision. It just gives you such an advantage.
flash sale.
Yeah. Doug's Boom Facts would have you believe there are a few things more important than a can,
Nah,
and I'm not gonna
Wilcox
say what
boss
they are.
gets the can't touch rifles, right?
No, no.
Wilcox Raid XE.
Dude, 100%, an understanding of energetics and an understanding of general explosives, and that is absolutely paramount. And even though I've said this before, um people say, God made man and, Sam Colt made him even or equal or whatever, and that an AR is the ultimate equalizer between a man and no, energetics are the ultimate equalizer. It does not matter how many men you bring. Ordnance wins wars and explosives win any type of kinetic event. Doesn't matter if it's 1 versus 100, 300, 500. It doesn't matter. Now, I'm not saying that people should do anything illegal. I'm saying that you should know what you can and can't do. But I'm talking about studying, guys. I'm not talking about going and doing stupid shit to blow your fingers off. I am literally just talking about studying information, which you're allowed to do. 40 Glocks is like as many guns as I have. Yeah, it's a lot. It's a lot. If you want, Jonah, type in your number right next to your name.
I tried putting it in chat before, but it kept blocking me.
Oh yeah, yeah, it'll for sure block you. Gutter Cheese, Mr. Fromage, what's up, fam? It says PLA boys FTM.3 printable suppressor is a game changer for 3D print durability and heat resistance. Fuck the forums, and it's cheap as fuck. Yeah, it's an interesting thing. Polymer, of course, I would only recommend that anyone only ever follow the laws, rules, regulations, restrictions, ordinances, sanctions, and all that stuff. And it's so interesting to see in these suppressors with different types of materials. Polymer just does not hold heat like steel, Inconel, aluminum, and all. It is a completely different. It's just a game changer. So yeah, there's that. Dark starts selling Glocks, he might crash the market. I mean, it's not like that. It's just like there you go, nice. I found it easy on Google. What are you talking about?
My number. I told him to Google me.
Oh,
He
gotcha.
texted me. Okay, I'm giving out. Ready? Everyone, get your pens out. I'm giving out Rip Curl's number. No, I'm kidding.
He said phonetically spell the number.
What? My brain just broke a little bit there.
Right? Like I was like Foxtrot,
F is in Foxtrot. I is
Indigo, Victory, Echo.
Victory.
Yeah,
Bring your
5.
phonetic alphabet. Victor.
Oh well, you could use either one. There's actually more than one phonetic. You see dudes trading in select fire AKMs, Brens. Let me pull this up. You see dudes trading in select fire AKMs, Brens, etc. in
Bren.
Ukraine and opting for a lowly semi-auto only AR setup with night vision. Like, dude, facts. I mean, there is you can't see in the dark. Okay. Now people say like, I eat carrots and I okay, whatever. You can't see in the dark. Now there are some things you need to be aware of if you're going to be using night vision, like people walking out into well lit areas thinking that they're like superpower in the dark and they because they're in tube mode, they're like, I'm in the dark, and they're not paying attention to their surroundings. So there's a balance. Um,
Anyone needs to, Ukraine's finest rifle, the CZ Bren 2, up for adoption.
the CZ Brin 2 is a fire platform.
It's like I said, it's up for adoption.
Yeah, no, I told him to put it up there. I was just joking about spelling it phonetically. Let's see. World War II, it was Victor Zulu. Okay, whatever. Victor.
Yeah.
The Brin 2s are nice. I use Nam era night vision.
He said the CZ Bren 2 is a firearm. Yeah, so actually that's a thing. They used to have red phosphor in night vision, and it kind of became rumored that like people would start going crazy and seeing demons because of the red. Maybe it would
Yeah.
cause some visual artifacts just because of how the light hit the eye, but it was
I mean, I know like the Starlight night vision around that Starlight scope.
yeah.
Dude, there's some dope stories with the Starlight scope.
Big Easy, text this number and I'll tell you.
Jonah, how much?
$100 around the world.
Oh, yeah. ITAR doesn't exist. Forums are shut down. I'm just kidding. Foxtrot, Alpha, Golf, Oscar, Tango. Thank you. That's very kind of you. If you smoke meth while using red phosphor, the demons will guide you. Thank you for that. Okay, so getting back to this, scored a PP80 at a yard sale, $3. Old lady sold it was her. Yo, thought it was her kid's BB gat. Yo, that is fire. That is a
I'll give you
great
$5
find.
for it.
Dude, I'll give you 6. Double up, son. Double up. Dude, I'll tell you this. I had a friend who works in, the industry, find a V1 P80. I actually have one right here. So for my black box builders out there, okay? The black box builders, you know who you are because when you were buying P80s, they were not in white boxes, all right? So the black box builders are the dudes that built back in the day. They built the V1 Spectres and they built Strike 80s and the old school P80s. I have a V1 Spectre with the rails and all that right behind me in museum configuration. Let me see. Hold on. Which one is it? I think it's. No, not that one. Oh. Look at that. Look at that magwell, dog.
Is that a machine gun?
Absolutely not. I mean, this is pure trash, but it's history. Hopefully that doesn't can anything. People are just up in 69, 77. Clear slide and clean. Oh, there was a slide. Oh, never mind. Okay, all right. Yep, yeah. End of the conversation there. I didn't know it was done. I thought it was a frizzame, not a complicit. ITAR, UTAR, WETAR.
think I won the bid. I sold it for $100 and a PP touch from DLD.
Nice. When man, first gen P80s felt so horrible. Absolutely. And their rear rails are literally polymer. Like it's, but it is how we got to here. Okay.
Start
And
somewhere.
yeah, and depending on what happens in the future with frames and receivers, I mean, I look, I don't have a lot of hope for it because they're literally going off of this lie. It is an absolute lie that people can build these in 21 minutes. Now, all the dudes out there that are like, all you got to do is ying 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 on each side, and then whomp, and then I got a frame, dude. It is so much more than that. Okay, and the fact that they used a felon to build one, and the felon said that he built one in 21 minutes, and then transferred it illegally to someone else. You built it for someone else, bro. Like you can't do that. The Supreme Court is going to now make a decision based on somebody making one in 21 minutes. Bro, I I've never just timed myself to see how fast I could jam one out. Like if I had to jam one out and my literal life depended on it, could I do one in 21 minutes? Yes.
I mean, I've
And
jammed one out like 30 seconds before. You got to do what you got to do.
do not that kind of jam one out. Look, I am, you know me, I am humble, okay? I do not say this about many things, but when it comes to polymer 80s, I am an expert. I am an expert. I It would take a lot for me to knock one out in 21 minutes and to be confident that I would have a fully functioning tool that I could use for self-defense
So what they're
or
putting a time limit on it?
well, that's what the whole conversation is about. The question is
Okay, so
about
just take 23 minutes to do it and you're good.
well, but it's not even about that. Like they're going to make this decision based on that time, no matter what. And no one, including the FPC, no one has challenged it. They're like, well, so what if it takes 21 minutes? It doesn't matter because we have a freedom and natural rights. Yes, of course, we believe that. You got to convince people that don't believe that 21 minutes is not readily convertible. Or you could challenge the person that lied and said they did one in 21 minutes. Like, you cannot tell me this dude made a functioning Glock in 21 minutes that has never built one before. I call bullshit. Like, dude, nowadays, I take a weekend to build a frame. It takes me longer than 21 minutes to remember where I left some of my tools. I know, dude. I know. Uh, they should base it on the time it takes Michael J. Fox to complete a function. That's grimy. Unless you need to know what pin goes where. I remember that. So okay, so here's the thing. We're talking about a dude that had literally never made one before. How did they know? And there was no information available. They couldn't watch YouTube videos.
It's no different than that what's it called? That Navy MA, and they screwed him for all this having a rocket launcher. They took his demilled
Oh,
RPG.
dude.
Someone at the ATF Fat D branch welded everything back together, put a new trigger in
Yeah.
it, and look, it works.
Yeah,
Yeah,
like
after you put hours of work into it.
yeah, after you converted it. And by the way, Jonah, so tell me this. So that dude, and man, that is such an unfortunate thing because he is literally like a shining example of not a bad person,
No, he was a great
right?
person. And in fact, their character witness kind of screwed them because character witness was like, no, he's a really good guy. He does his job, no disciplinary actions. Like he was the perfect soldier.
Yeah. Um, if so hear me out, okay? If they're saying, and I'm drawing a blank on his name right now, but DLD build the P80 lower with the metal inserts with a Rock Island 22 TCM upper in approximately 30 minutes, and it works great. It was my second one. The first was the plastic reel. Oh, yikes. I mean, that's what's up. And I would imagine that you may have done some research before that, maybe. And all of them have the metal inserts aside from the V1 Spectres. Okay, so hang on. So, and you had built another one before, right? I'm saying this dude that is not a gun guy, that has never built one, building one in 21 minutes and getting a functioning unit, I say is doubtful. what I would also say is that most people are not building them in 21 minutes. It's just it's a lie. It's a lie. That's all I'm saying. Okay, so let me back up a little bit. Okay, so this guy, Tate, I think it was Tate, 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 whatever it was.
Just so people know what happened, he bought on Gunbroker a demilled machine gun. I forgot what type of gun it was. Kit. It was chopped up in
Kits.
multiple pieces.
Kits, like
And
multiple.
I thought it was just one. Turns
No.
out, I'm pretty sure the seller was an ATF setup.
It was
So
an informant.
the ATF specifies that when you cut up a kit, you have to cut it in certain ways, and you have to cut it with like a plasma torch or something that really screws it up. They cut it with a bandsaw and then sold it and said, "Ooh, he bought a machine gun from me."
Yeah,
So even though this thing's cut up and has to be welded back together and put plenty of patience and time into, they got him for purchase of a machine gun. They also got him, he had a bunch of Mac flats, which were flats that you could bend to make receivers. They were just flat pieces of sheet metal. They didn't charge him with that, but they made sure to tell the jury that he had a bunch of unregistered machine gun receivers, even though that's not true. He had, fuck you.
if you bros text the number, your info is going straight to me.
He had 2 parts of an M203 grenade launcher. I think he formed one. I don't know if he did it yet. They said he had a grenade launcher because they were in 2 separate pieces, and they got him for an anti-tank rocket launcher. They called it to the court, to the jury, because he had a demilled RPG with a big hole drilled in the high pressure tube. The trigger is demilled on it. If you put a round in that and tried to make it work, you'd die.
Now here's
also there's a thing welded in the tube too, so you can't put a round in there.
Let's back up even a little bit further. Okay, so those items were imported. Okay, who gave the okay for those items to be imported?
You don't have to if they're demilled.
If they're demilled, I thought demilled kits were still
demilled kits aren't firearms anymore.
Okay, so when items are shipped in from overseas, when demilled kits are brought in, there are no eyes on them. No one looks at them at all.
Depends what. Okay, I should say this. Depends what's in the kit. Let's say you're importing a demilled machine gun and there's like an active trigger pack that could still be considered a firearm part, but the way they want you to chop it up, it's no longer considered a firearm. So I don't know, maybe parts can fall under the purview, but
so what
generally no, demilled kits are just, you could import them.
But it would be a possibility that someone gave a stamp of approval that those items are okay to bring into the country.
Possibly, yes.
So it would be fair. It could be fair to say that there's a possibility somebody allowed those items to be imported into the country, said that they were in the correct configuration to be imported into the United States, and then went and fucked him over and said, "Oh no, never mind. We retract that. They're not good. They're bad."
Yeah.
Because they can be changed.
What do you think happened with the brace opinion?
It's the same thing.
Those are fine. No, those are bad.
So if in my kitchen on my countertop, if I have a combination of flour, sugar, and butter, and cooking oil, I have a cake.
You have possessive or constructive possession of a cake.
Correct. Yeah.
You haven't constructed it yet, but you can.
Yeah. I mean, I could be making pancakes, waffles,
you
cookies,
have sheet metal
or
in
whatever.
your garage. Jail.
Yeah. Right. Like it's absurd. What I'm thinking is that anything that gets brought over, I always thought that eyes were put on imported demilled kits.
I don't think so, as long as there's no like parts on them per se.
Okay.
Rip Curl, yes, you can take old demilled firearms and because you're taking something that's no longer a firearm. It's just a hunks of metal. You are building your own gun, but you have to make it semi-auto.
Yeah. Yeah. Same thing for like think of AK parts kits, right? When AK parts kits come into the country, they're no longer firearms, and then some, an SOT or a manufacturer, whoever does a re-weld, rebuilds them, a new receiver, whatever, right? I mean, you can do a number of different things, but they're not a gun until they're remanufactured. So if that's the same, okay, so let's say an SOT has 10 kits on their shelf. Are those guns?
No.
So why would they be guns for Tate?
Because it was cut up with a bandsaw. The kit he bought, it wasn't cut up to spec, so it's not demilled yet.
But the ATF also has 3 recommendations on the form on their website saying you can cut it, you can crush it, you can, and
But it
then
tells you how to cut it. It tells you how deep in certain parts.
I'm just saying they're ending people's lives
Yeah.
over this shit. It's insane. They were in the old standards of cut. There were previous standards that were different than 3 plasma cuts. That was changed like 10 years ago to new torch cut and no barrels. Yeah, I mean, I know dudes that are sitting on a whole bunch of AK kits that do not fit their new revised standard of cutting. So, are they in illegal possession of machine guns because the barrel was once attached to a machine gun?
You want to hear something stupid? I don't know if you remember PSA back in the day. I think it was PSA sold AR lowers with a laser engraved photo of a third hole. ATF
Uh,
said that was a machine gun and made them recall it.
I know that happened
Photo.
to Troy. Did that happen to PSA too?
Maybe it was Troy. One company did. It was a photo of the third hole. And for people
Yeah.
that don't know, a full auto AR has a sear, and that sear requires a pin. Most ARs don't have that hole to put the pin through. So when you make a machine gun, you have to have that hole. The ATF says if you drill that hole and put nothing in it, if the hole is there, it's a machine gun.
Yeah. And they changed their shit later on to say even a dimple. If you take a punch and dimple where in the general area, it doesn't even have to be the right size, the right anything.
As we saw with full auto key card,
Yeah.
whatever it is.
It's just absurd, man. It's crazy.
Yes, and you can still buy full auto parts. I mean, most people's
Yeah.
ARs have full auto bolt carriers.
Yeah.
I could sell you an M16 parts kit. I could sell you a jig. As
Mhm.
long as you don't use it, you can
See,
possess
that's the
parts.
crazy thing too, is that they're saying, okay, here's what drives me
No,
nuts.
the upper receiver can't be the third pin location to answer the question. The sear sits in the lower receiver, the full auto sear trip.
Yeah. However, on the upper receiver, which nowadays it's on every single upper receiver in existence, in like the Colt Sporter days, like the SP1 days, they didn't used to put the small slight relief cut in the upper receiver for the auto sear. Nowadays, that's in every single upper out there in existence. If you crack open the upper on your AR, if you shotgun the upper up and you look underneath where that would land right on the sear, there's a very, very small, very shallow relief cut for auto sears.
I don't know what that cuts for though, because the sear doesn't interface with that part of the upper.
It doesn't interface with it. It just gives it a hair of room. Like if an upper, because there's some, different you ever seen like how uppers and lowers fit differently together on different
Yeah.
guns and stuff, like specs are slightly different. Here, let me see.
Also, Logan, what the hell's their name? I always forget them. KAK Industry is one. You can buy M16 trigger kits, brand new. That's where I get my parts from. And what the hell is the name?
So here's what I mean. If you look at exactly where the sear would be, right? When the upper closes on that area, there's a very, very small relief cut right where just to give clearance for the sear, because it's going to be moving, and I think it's just a relief cut for the sear.
The sear goes forward and backwards. It stays inside. It's in the middle of the bolt carrier. The bolt carrier rides around the sear.
I'm telling you, it is like literally right on that area. Like when you close it, it is literally right there. And the old Colt SP1s that like the auto that the Lightning Link was made for did not have them. So I was told that was literally made for a relief cut to make sure it fits on MGs, because there's a slight difference. Every single upper and lower is slightly different. There's not like one exact spec. I guarantee when you shotgun open your upper, you're going to see that there's a relief cut on your.
There is. The sear fits kind of in the forward portion of it. I just don't see what it's there for.
I
Oh, you
think
know
it's
what?
just. I think it's just making room for it because what if somebody made a machine gun
The
lawfully?
sear itself does sit a little bit above the flat of the receiver, maybe.
Just a hair. I think it's just like hey, Flood Munitions, what's up, bro? Your wiener has a relief cut. I want to get a Smith & Wesson 6.86 or 5.86. Well, that's not a
Can
machine
we
gun.
show the people a third hole?
Sure.
Am I allowed to hold it though?
Just hold it very, very close.
I gotcha.
You can't hold. I would just do the lower, and I would do the lower very close.
Let's go right down here and then up here. Right there.
Oh, is
That
that an
guy right
SLR?
above the safety. And that little piece.
Is that an SLR?
No.
PWS?
That's a sear, PWS. And what it
Thanks.
does is when it's on that, locked in, bolt carrier comes forward, boom.
Mm-hmm.
That's it.
That's it. Little flappy dappy.
And it's such a stupid, inconsequential piece of metal, but it means so much. Like
So
when you
much.
take it out of the parts kit and you hold it, you're like, this is
What?
it.
Yeah.
This is the big fucking deal. The spring is like made of like tin, it feels like.
Well, that's the funny thing is that
Yeah, I'm not even
Wha-
charging you guys for this. Usually this is on my OnlyFans for you to see my holes.
right. So usually like a Buenos DS, drop-in auto sear is way more complicated than an actual sear because
Still do the same thing approximately.
yeah, most of them are doing very, very similar things, almost exactly the same things, but sometimes they have to be creative if people are looking at a way to use a semi-auto in that way without permanently modifying it. Correct, corn pop. Drop-in auto sear means no third hole needed because you're just dropping it in. DPM5 used to sell new full auto and 3-round burst trigger groups. So those are perfectly legal because
Yeah.
you still have
New
to
Frontier
modify.
Armory has them. They actually
Yeah.
4 position groups for the Korean T91. Korean? Yeah, Korean.
I always wondered, could you put for the older ones without the nubs? Could you put a 4 position on an?
It fits in a normal AR lower. Just gives you a 4th position. I want one. Then
That
you get
would be
safe
dope.
semi full burst.
That would be dope.
You know the only bad thing about burst fire on an AR, and it actually turned me off from getting it.
What?
So on the 416, when you do burst fire, that's 3 rounds.
Mhm.
If you let off 1 or 2 rounds, it resets itself. So the next time you press the trigger, it's 3 rounds. On an AR, it's a little clicky wheel. So if you go 1, 2, the next time you burst fire, you'll only get a single round.
What?
Yeah, it doesn't reset itself. So if you like really quick, you're gonna go boom, single shot, and then you gotta release the trigger and do it again. Trigger has a memory, if you will. Yeah. On the
Trigger has a memory.
Yeah.
That's
On the
interesting.
416, it resets every time. So you could let off 1 or 2 shots and then go back to 3 the next round.
I always wondered how the 3-round burst worked. Like my brain could not.
It's
Like,
literally a
figure it
wheel
out.
with 3. It's like a ratchet. It's a ratcheting wheel, and it goes 1, 2, 3, and then it stops, and then you let the trigger go, and it just goes again.
Okay, so it's basically like it's a mechanical piece that basically is a sear 3 times and then it stops.
Exactly. You let off the trigger, and it does it again.
That makes more sense. Honestly, I fired 3-round burst. I love 3-round burst.
But you know what? You could do that with a full auto lower with some basic trigger controls.
Yeah, of
3 rounds
course.
is super easy to pop off. 2 is a little tricky. 1, forget it. Like it's a little harder with 1.
Usually 3 you could definitely do. 3 to 5 is like a fun little sweet spot, you know. Whack, whack, whack.
Yeah.
Dude, I mean, I don't know if the platform
And they're kind of
is-
gimmicky, but that's what the binary triggers do well. I got one behind me actually. It's fun to do mag dumps, I guess, but quick like in succession 2-round burst with the binary triggers are great.
Hold on. So I actually got malfunctions this
That
time.
was a really slow cyclic rate.
Yeah, so it stopped, and this is what it's usually like.
I think that's still a little slow. I think mine runs a little quicker than that.
It is because that's a binary. That's a binary trigger.
Full auto is fun, but you do it a few times, you're like, all right, I don't want to do that anymore. That was expensive.
Dude, I'm putting it through a
Oh, that was a binary.
yeah, that was a
I thought
binary
that was
trigger.
full auto. I'm like, that's a little slow.
No, that's look how much it's smoking, bro. Like when I turn the light on. By the way, it is
Big Mac
a
defense for all your binary trigger needs.
goon beam. You know what I'm saying? I mean, from one magazine, that thing is cooking. I had to leave it out for 10 minutes. Oh, nice. BFS 3.
Dude, I've sold so many of these. They're great. Easy install too. Fairly mil spec.
Yeah, I got a the Echo in that, which has been great. I love it. I have the BFS 3 in the MP5 and the BFS 3 in the Scorpion, and I think those are the only 3 binary triggers that I got. DLD After Dark. I showed all my younger friends that video, and they think you are a super Chad. I'm just a dude with a
And Rip Curl, that's what I was saying. If you do it right, you let off 2 rounds in quick succession, but it's not quick enough that you're hitting the same hole twice. You'll still stack your shots, but it's effective.
yeah, and honestly,
And you're
I mean,
operating within the same recoil impulse. So in
yeah,
essentially the same recoil impulse that you'd have with 1 round, you're squeezing off 2.
yeah, and I mean, you're as long as you get it, just like anything else, you got to spend time behind it. You got to get the right cadence with it. Like I've dumped a mag in under 3 seconds with that thing, and man, when you're we were doing a 1 to 5 drill, which you got 5 targets, and you're like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and right, and you're increasing every single time. And when it got on that 5th target, I was just like, switch over to binary. It was like, "Whack," and it's just it gives you options, right? Like, so you don't always have to run it on binary. It's a 3-position safety, and it's got an extremely light, one of the best triggers out there. I love my Geisley Super Duty. I love my SSAE with the lightning bow and all that. That's awesome. But man, that thing is a fire trigger, and if I want, I can just pull the trigger 3 times and put 6 rounds in a sternum-sized, group on a silhouette.
Rip Curl, you got my number. It's dangerous. I'll get you stuff at a good price.
So it didn't fully charge the round, which honestly I can't blame on the gun because of how dirty it was. I have not I had not cleaned that thing in a very long time, and I only shoot it suppressed. So the gun is just straight sludge in there. Carbon and sludge.
Did you see my private chat?
Oh yeah, I saw that.
Am I wrong?
No, I mean not really. It's just it may appear that way. It just we'll chat afterwards.
That's fair.
I've always thought binaries are too easy to hammer follow, and cadence takes focus practice to get.
Yeah, but repetition is key, man. You do it enough, it becomes second nature, and those follow-up shots are great.
So also the Fertz and Watts are not forbidden. There's a current injunction, and they are totally lawful right now.
The FRTs are?
Yes, right now. To my most recent understanding, there's currently an injunction on Fertz and Watts, the FRTs and WOTs. Hey, I'm Gabriel. So I'm just saying. Yeah, with practice, you can put 2 in the A zone and intro 2 apart. Yeah, I mean, dude, I'm putting 2 holes, 25 to 50 yards, very very quick. Just
I mean,
dun, dun.
The least amount of hammer follow I've gotten is with an M16 full auto trigger kit.
Dude,
Never any hammer follow. And I'm sorry, this is a safety mechanism.
yeah.
So if you think about what that sear's doing, it is even in a semi-auto gun, not so much with the AR because it doesn't really have added battery, but any other semi-auto gun, the whole point of that sear is it's in a perfect position that when the bolt comes home, it trips it and says, hey, you can fire now. Without that hitting it, gun won't
Yeah.
fire. You pull the trigger all you want, nothing's happening. It's
Yeah.
a safety. Things
Now-
like the Scorpion, which are prone to out of battery, if the ATF wasn't the ATF and putting a sear in a gun, they weren't like, that's a machine gun, even though it's semi-auto. That's a safety mechanism. You would never have an out of battery until that bolt goes home. That's
I
it.
mean, dude,
That's how it works.
the Echo 2 has that same exact style that were, you know, the shunned Furts and Watts, and you know, it's similar. If you look, I'll send you a picture of the internal mechanics. It's like, yo, that looks familiar, you know. Yeah, and that's exactly right. So your BCG is, I mean, you guys know how they work. Yeah, I'm just saying. Oh, I'll be calling. Echo 2 does not have hammer follow. Yeah, those malfunctions that I experienced were because of a dirty gun. I thought the Supreme Court put a stay on the injunction. If they did, then I was not aware of that. That's why I came back and said, to my knowledge, I believe the most recent ruling was an injunction on the Furts and Watts. I do not. Okay, let me say this because I know the ATF is watching. I do not currently have any Furts or Watts or anything that's against the law, and I sanitized my house over 2 years ago because I know you fools. The 10% of my viewership is the United States government. So just to play it safe, I sanitized my everything. Jonah, we will be coming to check and see if you have your skin. If it has been removed, we know you're Mossad. Dude, Gabbert, be fucking nice, dude. Jesus. AR-15s can't really fire out of battery.
Yeah, that's why I said
without
it's not
breaking
so
the
much a
frame
problem
point.
with the AR as it is other platforms, but like the
Yeah.
Scorpion, KP9.
So I actually haven't had any issues with my Scorpion.
Oh, my buddy full autos his Scorpion and it blew up.
What?
Like he had a legit full auto pack. The Scorpion's design, I don't know if his pack was broken or was stupid. It didn't work like a full auto should work, and it blew the side of the gun up. And he converted it back to semi so they'd warranty it.
Is it okay? Hold on. So, that's funny. Is it? Hold on. Well, we can talk offline. Never mind.
Space
Okay.
Magic. He's a SOT. He converted it with a full auto pack he got. I don't know how he got it, but he got it.
Okay, literally those just drop in.
He did some. He has a machine shop. He modified it slightly. He had I think he had to machine the bolt. Oh, and he had to remove the firing pin safety in the bolt. Yeah, that had to go away for it to work.
Well, that doesn't sound very,
Doesn't sound safety at all to me.
Yeah. So, I've seen some people blow up their Scorpions with binary triggers. I've seen OOBs. I've seen I don't know. I mean, I haven't personally had any issues with it, but then some people said no, it's only a certain lot numbers or a certain group of Scorpions that were blowing up.
They're prone to out of battery, and they're prone to bolt bounce too, which also out of battery. So essentially, your bolt's going home. Press the trigger, but the bolt bounces because of how fast it's cycling, and that can cause an out of battery. That's why the MP5s have there's powder. I forgot what powder it is. It's not tungsten powder. It's some kind of heavy powder, and it acts as almost like a dead blow hammer. So when the bolt goes home, all the powder goes forward and stops the bolt from bouncing.
Interesting. Okay.
So if you shake an
know that.
MP5 bolt, you'll hear powder in there.
So, okay. So question
Tungsten,
then.
yeah, it is tungsten.
If is it partly because the Scorpion bolt is like freaking 12 pounds? I mean, that thing
It has to be because it's direct blowback, but yes.
Yeah. I mean,
So if it's running so fast that when the spring's pushing it forward, the bolt could technically go forward a little faster than the spring. I think there's a bunch of stuff that's in play, but basically it's two pieces of metal. They bounce. It's like dropping a ball on an anvil and it'll bounce.
yeah.
It hits
So
and then it bounces a little bit.
dang. I mean, I've run probably like 2,000 rounds through it binary with a can on it, and
Yeah.
it hasn't blown up yet.
If you
But
outrun it, it can. There's a firing pin safety on there, I think, and that should prevent it. But we saw how that worked.
man,
When the
that's
KP9 from Kalashnikov USA had added battery, everyone was freaking out. And they're like, it's not a big deal. So I took it to my local range. I took a bunch of rounds. I pulled the powder and the bullet. So I just had a primer. We went in the range. My buddy filmed, pulled the bolt back, pressed the trigger, pop. I'm like,
oh yeah,
that's out
for
of
sure.
battery.
If you can have an OB on a bunch of guns, it's just a question of if you shoot it
Did you
enough.
time it right?
Yeah.
But that's dangerous because that blows up at the right time. It's an explosion right in front of your face.
Yeah, I mean, you could even do it with a Glock, and I know what a lot of people say. No, if you push down the muzzle, it disconnects the trigger. Yes, but the trigger does come back into play before it is all the way forward, and I don't think a Glock would blow up though. I mean, I think a
You
Glock would
can't.
just
You
eat
can't.
that shit.
No, Glocks. They have multiple safety mechanisms. You can't. You can't OOB a Glock. The only way you're gonna blow up a Glock is you put a hot round in it.
Yeah, I think squibs and like double charges are the only things
So
you
you
can blow
have
up.
in the Glocks, you have the trigger safety. So you have to press the trigger. You have the firing pin safety. You have what's the other?
Yeah,
there's
bro,
another
I
safety.
literally with the slide like back a tiny bit.
You can move it a hair and it won't.
I don't think it would blow up though. Yeah, so it's back right now. And it just clicked. I don't think it would blow up though. I mean, I think Glocks are a little bit more durable.
Dude, you have Rip Curl has an FNC, a pre-ban FNC. That's solid.
That's dope. That's that heat gat. That's
If there's any in the
the
market right now.
it's like an FFL or an FAL and 5.56, right?
New.
I wish you could find one of the registered autos. Here's my FNC. I have a pre-ban FNC. If I could find that little piece of metal with this.
That's what I'm saying. I'm looking right now.
Yeah,
There is a lot of registered FNC Sears on the market. It's just a matter of finding one.
That's how the Germans discovered roller delayed blowback by observing partially unlocked short recoil roller locked MG42s going off without catastrophically kabooming. Then Mauser HK's roller delayed blowback was born. Interesting.
Those Sears ain't cheap, dude.
Let me guess. $14,000.
Yeah, like 10. Yeah, between 10 and 15.
Not a bad guess. If you are out of your warranty on the Scorpion Dark, you can just print a replacement side plate if it happens. That's true. Yeah, and I mean, carbon
Probably
fiber
printed
nylon,
out of stronger material that the Scorpion was made out of.
probably. I mean, dude, some of the carbon fiber nylon that's on the market now is crazy. FNC transport machine gun was nearly mine years ago, bro. I
I'm not getting it.
I so wish that I bought that Ruger AC556. The only problem with the AC556
Wasn't that the piston gun?
I think they're technically piston. It's basically a full auto Mini 14. It's the Miami 1986 shootout tool. The guy had a full auto Mini 14, but the AC556 is a 12.5-inch pencil barrel, which is one of the only. There's a few, but one of the only downfalls to the AC556 platform is it's a pencil barrel. So if you run 60 rounds through it, that thing is cooking. And if you put another mag through it, man, I mean, pencil barrels are not made for, they're like titanium cans. They are not made for extreme heat situations. They're just not made for it. My aunt has a transferable Tommy gun. It was my grandfather's. Dang, that's tits. A few guns will take FNC Sears.
Dude,
AF
transferable Tommy guns like $50,000-$60,000.
Yeah, those are not cheap. I've fired a transferable Thompson. I fired a gang of machine guns when I worked at the FFL. Dude, I fired some demo guns, HK416s, Scar, the 13.5-inch Scar 17S. Man, that thing is sick. Dude, the first time so I didn't shoot the Scorpion, but I saw it. That thing has like freaking 5 settings on it, dude. It was like safe, semi, I think 3-round burst, and full auto. I want to say that there was another burst option on it, but it was like the whole line was filled up with selections. Clint Eastwood, what's up, bro? Haven't seen you in a minute. Let's see. Hey, Dark. I know you talk shit about 40 cal jokingly, but do you think somebody add that in the collection if they don't have a 40?
Should add that. Nah, if you don't have one, no, don't add one. It's another caliber you have to add to your arsenal.
Yeah, I agree. I mean, I always jokingly bust chops about 40 cal, but it just depends, right? Like so I've pared down my collection to be like, I always say this, but the armory concept, right? So like for the most part, pistols are in 9mm, long guns are in 5.56, shotguns are in 12 gauge, right? Now, of course, I have a bunch of other calibers outside of that, but those aren't like the real like work guns. The question would be, do you truly feel a need to add another caliber? And if so, is it just kind of grabbing another caliber like a 40 for the hell of it? Or do you have like an actual reason, like grabbing a 40 cal or getting a 10 mil, or like I built a 357 SIG just because I wanted to build a 357 SIG. I don't have like a true use for that gun. There are some benefits to it, but like a 10mm serves certain purposes that other semi-autos don't, right? Like it just depends on what you want to achieve with it. If you want to carry a gun that has a little bit more capability and a little bit more, energy transfer, then you can do that. But also know that because you're carrying something that is not compatible with a 9mm, you may as well get a 10mm, right? And knowing that like if you do get a 10mm, you can put like some of this ammo. Most of the bullshit ammo is literally like 450 to 500 foot-pounds of energy. You can get 10mm ammo that is pushing 800 foot-pounds of energy, dude. It is insane stuff. So if you're going to change to a different caliber or add a different caliber to the collection, I wouldn't necessarily jump into a 40 unless you find a particular reason to. Just get a 10 mil or something like that, or a 357 Magnum. What are your thoughts, Joner? I think you're muted. Yep, you're definitely muted. Yeah. No, hear you. Nope. Can you guys hear him or no sound? I hear no sound. Try to go to your settings and change it to your computer real quick just to make sure and see if it's still working at all. Okay, everyone says no sound. He is silent. No. No. He's silent. Nope. Muted. I would pop out and come back in. Yep. Okay, I just bought a Ruger LCP, which, just so you guys know, stands for Little Crappy Pistol, for the situations where the P365 is just too big. So 365s are great guns, but I agree you can't always carry a micro 9mm. No, look, depending on which one you have, you may not have one that's super tiny, right? So I know that there are situations where very, very small micro compact 380s are an option. So I don't fault you for that. I mean, for a long time, for years, I carried a Kel-Tec P3AT, but also I put like 2,000 rounds through that thing, and that shit worked like a champ. Even though the rounds would fly straight out of the top and fall back and hit me right on the head. It was just a gun that I knew, I always had with me. I always had it in my pocket. I always had 8 rounds in that thing, 7+1 with the extended magazine, and I always had a secondary mag in my left pocket, and I always had a Glock in my bag, which I was never far away from, so I could fight my way to my bag and get my Glock if I needed to. But that was because I was in a situation where I literally could not be caught carrying a gun like in my waistband, or I was in dress clothes, very very like tucked in shirt, suit jacket, so I was just limited. So there were even times where my um hang on. No, that was the Ruger LCP, which is the little crappy pistol. Actually, out of all the 380s, I have a few. Out of all the 380s that I've got, the LCP has been the only one that broke. Uh, and my brother broke that one. He put 2 rounds through it and then snap, the extractor broke out of it and launched somewhere. But in the defense of the little crappy pistol, I will say that Ruger literally answered the phone and responded to me and sent me a new extractor setup and all that, and I installed it and it was totally fine. And I have never shot that gun since that point. I mean, it's one of those guns that I got for $200. The Kel-Tec P3AT though, those things work. No sound. You're saying no sound for me? No, no sound for him. LC9 isn't enough smaller than a P365. I agree, to make sense. Show us a pic of that engraved bad boy behind you, Dark. Okay, you got it. Taco, what's up, bro? Anything is better than nothing. Yeah, I mean, look, I just, in my opinion, it's not an option to go with nothing, right? Like you can deep conceal some pretty reasonable stuff. And even if, let's just say, you are a yoga instructor and can only, carry, like, whatever your excuse is, then go get one of those little single action 22 magnums and at least be able to squeeze off 122 magnum before getting to your other gun, right? There's always something that you can figure out, or get one of those deep concealment shits that goes like inside your waistband under here. Well, then it takes too long to draw. It's better than not having a gun. Or you could just make changes in your life and get a different job, a different career, start a different business, do something, right? Like something else to make changes to be able to, you know, just say like, look, I am making this a standard. This is a standard and an expectation for me that I am going to be able to carry something every single day. And you may have to make changes in your life around it, which may mean getting a different job, which may mean, you know, uh, working for yourself. It may mean whatever that is for you, but we got to take the preservation of our own lives and the preservation of other innocent life more seriously. Like, look at what happened when we played that video earlier. These dudes were just chilling at church, and someone came in and started just randomly shooting strangers. Okay. We need to be able to train to the point, and I don't believe that anyone should have to train to exercise their natural rights given to them by God. So hear me out on this, okay? I am just saying that it is anyone that is a you know chooses to wear the armor of God, okay? It is so important that you train to the level that you intend to show up as if something like that happens, which means we need to be able to deposit jacketed hollow points in the face of evil people and tyrants at a moment's notice, like that. Okay. It's so important that we train and practice, and we train real life shit that, you could actually use if, God forbid, something terrible like that happened. Sorry. Okay. Ranging from 127 grain 9mm at 1700 FPS to 165 grain 9mm at 1475 FPS. 9x23 Winchester and other cool rounds like 356 TSW need to make a comeback. Yeah, that's some pretty hot stuff, man. That's dang, 135 used for mine. Nice. The only thing I would say is run it. Go run it and just, double check that thing works. Just stuff a P938 up your ass, then you can draw it when you need it, but can no longer fart. That's a good point. PWEDC is a real thing. Oopsies. PWEDC is a real thing, and people do it every day. Okay. But look, you just got to know that you may get your hands dirty. No, okay, sorry. Okay, so let me pull up a picture of this. This is the frag out upper and lower that I built, and he laser engraved. Let me see, where is interval screen? Okay, here you go. So this is the frag out upper and lower that he laser engraved with his hand drawn scrolling, and then I went over it and did a gray battle worn paint job with it. This is the stainless gray Alumahide paint from Brownells. Now this lighting, as I'm looking at it, it really looks terrible on the handguard. It actually does not look like that. Let me see if I can find another picture here. Hold up. But I love this thing, man. This is a Noveski barrel. Here, I'll pull up a different picture. Hang on. Hold up. Okay, let's see. That is not it. Chicka, yeah. Nope, that's not it. All right, hold on, y'all. Hold on. That's a pretty dope one. All right, hang tight, mate. Okay. Boom. Jonah still isn't back. He's probably still trying to figure out his situation. Okay, so here is this. Let's get a good little fricky on it. Yeah, I think that's good enough. That way you guys can actually see it. Okay, so this is the same gun we were just talking about. Now, I gotta say, it is all right. So don't judge me. Hear me out. I wanted to go good quality on the BCG and great quality on the barrel. Now, usually I would say like a BCM, BCG, and bolt. And in this case, it's not. This is a Noveski barrel, a Noveski gas tube, Noveski gas block that I just got a crazy deal on. And then this is a Battle Arms Development BCG that I had just hanging around. I would prefer to put a BCM gunfighter BCG in it, but whatever. It's what I had. And a Gideon Optics mediator and a 3x Holosun magnifier on it. But the thing is actually dope. Like I really love, and it's a BCM handguard, but the upper and lower are Anderson. Okay, so I know some people are gonna run their mouth, and I have a combination of Geisley parts, Aero Precision parts, BCM parts. It's a combination of a whole bunch of random stuff that I had just laying around. So it is what it is. But it's a solid gun, and I would honestly shoot that more. However, I got my Geisley Super Duty that I'm running, and I just built another Geisley Super Duty lower that I've had sitting out. Like I've had the parts sitting here for like 6 months. I was like, you know what? I just finally need to build that thing out. So that's what I did. He fell in a tunnel. That looks great, Dark. Thank you, man. I appreciate that. Dude, I love painting stuff. I love doing the like battle worn paint jobs, man. It's a blast, man. Um, I like the hodgepodge. Me too, man. I love throwing stuff together. You need to see all the cams and body cams from that church. Yeah, I haven't looked at any of the other videos. Watched last week. There was about 10 cops looking like on duty, but doing security. They all froze. Came out right as it ended. So, okay. So here's an interesting thing. I realized when I started going to church about 5, 6 months ago, um, I don't know, like, I think I don't know the best way to put this. Okay. So there's a difference between military law enforcement and civilians and us. We're not just civilians. And I'm not saying that so like in the drug game, the general public are civilians, but law enforcement and people in the drug game are not civilians, right? It is a different. You're built differently, and I think, and that's probably not the best way to describe it, but I believe we are all built differently. So when I started going to church, the first thing that I noticed when I come in, I go to a huge church. Okay, um, I wouldn't usually picture myself going to a big church like this, but it's huge, right? Furthest shot that I would be taking is a literal 80-yard shot. I mean, it is a very far shot, and if you can't crack, you know, the upper third portion of a silhouette at 100 yards with your pistol, then, keep going to the range, right? It's important that we train and practice. But I don't think your ability to, have a gun, carry a gun, use a gun should depend on that practice. I'm just saying. So anyway, going back to it, um, when I started going to this church, I started, when I walked in, I started, looking around, and the first thing I see is I'm looking at everyone's, eyes, hands, pockets, waistbands, ankles. Like I'm looking at everything and everyone, right? And but not in like a paranoid way. There's a difference between paranoia and preparedness, right? So when I'm looking at people, I'm not looking around like a psychopath. They don't know that I'm looking at them like that. It's a very quick, like boom, 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 and then keep moving, right? And this is why tend to get a little nervous in large crowds, because I'm like, I cannot assess everything that I want to. So it's like, it's like computers. You pare down to like prioritizing, right? And there you go. Welcome back. Are you on your phone?
I have no idea what happened. I can't. My mic's just dead. And my laptop mic isn't working either.
I can't hear you, bro. I'm just kidding. I'm joking. Sorry.
I was gonna do.
Like throw your phone. Yeah. So sorry. Let me finish this just while I'm kind of thinking on this on the same path. So when I walk in places like that, I try to evaluate as much as I can. Now, the first thing I notice is that when I walk into my church, there are like 12 sections of seating. In all the 12 sections, there are 12 ushers. These 12 ushers are not just ushers. They're dudes that are strapped, that have comms, that have training, that have to qualify, that have to carry certain guns of certain calibers. They can't run in there with no shade, like Ruger 380 LCP. They need to be able to, you know, shoot very accurately at the longest distances. They've talked to me about coming in and doing security with them. And hey, Ting Ting, hey Boo, how are you? Um, Men are supposed to fight. Women are to bandage and carry bullets. I love that. The typical female officer, BS, it seems. Um, Although Ting Ting would be unloading from my backpack with an AK, while she punishes a 12 case. Okay, so I start looking at these dudes, and I'm seeing what they're doing, and I'm seeing that they're staying in their stations, and they're staying there, and they're standing until like the whole beginning with all the music. the prayer, the all that, and until the pastor comes out, and until the actual, you know, scripture and studying the scripture begins, they're standing. And I talked to them, and they're interested in talking to me about doing security there. And because one of my buddies that works at a local gun shop works there, and he's like, yo, my dude is here, and my dude started coming here. My dude is good with a gun, so you guys should talk and whatever. So I start talking to them, and they all have predetermined sectors of fire. They all have comms. They all have, guns. They all, like they take that shit very seriously. And because the whole main auditorium gets filled up all the time, they have a cafe. They have a coffee shop. They have, a main foyer area and all that. They put security in all those places too. But the security are ushers that say, "Hi, DLD. Thank you so much for coming. Welcome. How are you? Yes, this way, that way, that. Yeah, great. Welcome." And if you try to pull something, you're going to get shot in the face. And I love that about my church. And I think that is incredible. Not all churches are like that. So my church also believes in, the difference between men and women. And my church only believes in truth and studies the scripture and says, if you don't like it, then there's the door and leave.
That's rare.
So, yeah, dude, it's super rare nowadays. Everyone is trying to be woke, and guess what? Guess what has never happened at my church? They have never asked for any contribution at all, ever. They don't pass an offering plate. They don't know. I mean, it's next level. And because of that, I want to give more, you know? Yeah, my church gun is bigger too. So instead of just carrying my 43X or, something of the, in that size, I'm carrying my XR920C, and it's got a dot on it, and I know that I can crack the upper third of a silhouette at 100 yards, no question, consistently. So, and I'm not trying to be like, ooh, I'm cool and I'm tactical, and I'm just saying that I've been blessed to shoot enough to where I could do that. So, let's see. Very smart. Yeah, I agree. It happens to the best of us when the women decide to wear tighter than appropriate jeans, capris to church. Let me see. It's the LCB here in Pennsylvania. Liquor Control Board. Oh, yeah. Hold on. So y'all don't have ABC there?
Yeah, we have them here too.
What, ABC or
ABC stores, yeah.
Yeah, we have ABC.
It's because we live in the Bible Belt and they can't trust us with alcohol 70 years later.
We know you're eyeing those Protestant camel toes in church dark. Dude, there is some fine looking females in my church. And I recently went to a group, and it happened to be a whole bunch of single
I call this guy.
individuals.
He's like, "Oh, I'm going to a singles over 30 church group." And I'm like, "Who the hell am I talking to? Did I call the right person?"
I
Or
know. It's great, dude. It's crazy for me too, man. It's crazy for me too. Man. DLD After Dark is truly based. That's what makes me hate church. But I know, if I went to church and it didn't bring me closer to God and help me worship and bring me clarity, I wouldn't go. And that would put me in a different place. So when I talk to you guys and I come to you guys and I say, hey, look, like right now, we are living in tumultuous times. Right now, it is more important now than ever to get right with your family and get right with God. Build your relationship with Jesus, improve your relationship with Jesus, work on things, pray with others, share with others, right? Like it's now is the time, right? I wouldn't be able to do that if I didn't. And you know what? Shout out to like Josh with Black Diamond Guns and Gear for bringing these things to me, for my brother inviting me to church like 6 months ago, right? Like all of these things kind of snowballed at the right time and just boom, landed me in the right position, which allows me to say those things to you guys. And who knows, maybe you guys are going to potentially, have a snowball effect of the right things occurring, and then maybe start going to church, and maybe, and I'm not saying everyone needs church to worship, right? I'm just saying getting right with God may mean something differently for you. So whatever it is, that's all. Bro, um, I know we're coming up on 3 hours, so we can talk about this another time, but I actually cooked dinner and left food out before I started, so I really need to go put that food away. But anything else in summation, Joner? Is there anything else you want to hit on before we go, Ski?
No, I just, this is kind of a big deal what's going on with e-forms. So I wanted to make sure everyone knew about it and, get it out there.
Yeah, man.
Because it's seriously, dude, it's a big deal. I mean, taking the system down is massive.
Yeah, it's crazy. It's unfortunate, and I know that I am the king of the dude that says, "Yo, whatever they say, don't trust it. I believe they're doing it for this reason." Like, trust me that I am the king at saying, "Here's what I think is really going on." But I think in this one circumstance, I'm not going to rush to judgment on, conspiracy stuff. I don't believe that they're conspiring. I do believe that there will be, like, products of this may impact a bunch of FFLs negatively. I think that a byproduct of this will be that companies that deal directly with e-forms and NFA items will be impacted negatively. But I don't think that was their main goal. I think they're hiding something way different. But anyway, we'll see. We shall see. Just know that there are people out there that know, and there are people out there that want to say stuff. And once we figure out exactly what's going on, because I'm sure you guys could say that it's safe to bet that we probably have a general idea of what fuckery is afoot, then you guys can hear it as soon as we hear what's going on and can confirm it.
As soon as we know, you will know.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. So Jonah, before we run out here, what are you carrying? Are you still carrying the Knights Armament PDW under your armpit?
Oh yeah, you know it. What are you talking about? EDC, like pistol carry?
Yeah.
I got
hold
that.
Hold on. Have you ever seen a Knights Armament PDW in person?
No.
Me either. Do they even exist, bro?
Someone recently posted a video of them pissing on a Knight's Armament, and that that took off well.
Yeah.
No, Glock 43X, MOS, EPS carry. That's kind of been my my EDC joint.
Nice. And are you rocking the Shield Arms mags?
Of course. Shout out to Knowledge. Even though he doesn't send me any mags.
Hey, he doesn't send me any mags either.
He's the most Jewish Asian I've ever met.
He was, by the way, Jonah's a Jew, so he's allowed to say that stuff.
Yes.
So, funny thing, Dude Knowledge was finally like, "Yo, if you need something, let me know." And I was like, "Dude, I actually do need a magazine release. And if you have any of the old red follower mags, or no, gray follower, which one was the first ones? The gray follower,
I think.
Yeah, I was like, if you have any old gray followers in the return bin, like I'll buy them, like whatever." He's like, "All right, I got you. Just shoot me your info." And that was like a year ago.
Oh, so, yeah. I was literally just going to joke and say 2 years later.
Yeah. No, but for real though, a year later. But that's just, we get busy, we forget. Well, he forget. Oh, Dude Knowledge is in chat.
Oh, let's see.
He was like, LOL. He's like, "I got you. Send me a text." That's awesome. No, but I mean, I also, like, I bring it up just so people know that, like, we're not running around just grabbing free stuff from people. You know what I mean? Like, I think people get this idea that if you do YouTube stuff, that you just get a whole bunch of free stuff from everyone. Like,
I have had YouTubers, knowing that I'm an FFL, try to take advantage of that. Like, recently, one guy wanted to do a test on a gun. I offered to send him one I have in inventory, brand new. And originally I offered to send him one, let him do what he needs and send it back. He's like, "Well, no, generally I keep these after I'm done." I'm like, okay, do you know what? The cloud is worth it. I will take one out of my inventory and foot the bill and send it to you. No, I actually want the nicer model, the higher up one they make. I'm like, all right, man, I can't with you.
Yeah, no,
Like,
we're
yeah, you wanted the nicest, best of the best, and you wanted to keep it when you were done. Fine, but yeah,
you gotta, dude. Look, there's certain levels to this shit, right? And I've been blessed where a lot of companies have supported me and helped me and contributed to me, and then afterwards, I've just been able to keep stuff, and that's dope. But I would never expect something like that. And there's T&E, right? Some companies are like, yo, just take this on T&E, test and evaluation, meaning that you take it, you go do paperwork for it, or if it's a product if it's a non-FFL product, you take it, you test and evaluate it, and then return it. Right? Like my man Smash Time just had a what's that, like $8,000 2011
oh, the Terran Tactical
no, the other one
Nighthawk,
Apollo, not Apollo,
Nighthawk.
no, the other one, it starts with an A. Oh my goodness, why am I mean, it is like almost like 1:30 in the morning. Atlas, sorry,
Oh yeah,
Atlas. And he was like, oh dude, I had it on T&E and I had to return it. I'm like, dude, of course you had to return it, those are like $7,000. Angstat Atlas, yeah. And see, everyone was,
I'm a dealer for Angstat. They make some cool shit.
yeah.
They're out of North Carolina, actually. Dude, did you see their new Vanquish?
I saw something that I really was surprised to see that was Angstat.
Well, they have their roller delayed 9mm, but they have a 9mm AR upper that uses an SD like integral. It's an integrally suppressed upper, bleeds off gas like the MP5 SD. But get this, the suppressor has no baffles. It's just a tube.
What?
And it works well.
Is it just like ported a bazillion times? Like,
The barrel's ported, and it will slow supersonic rounds down to subsonic speeds and bleeds off gas into the tube around the barrel. It screws onto the trunnion.
interesting. Yeah, I'll have to check that out. I was talking about a customer returned an Angstat arms that was completely destroyed, very, very, way too young in its age. And I was like, whoa, it could have been a lemon. It could have been a lemon. That's why I didn't want to like throw it out there and throw them under the bus,
I want to get their roller delayed MDP, but it's quite costly.
Yeah, they're not cheap. They're not cheap. I'll have to look back and see the exact I mean, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. I don't want to, throw shade at them. There's no reason to call the cops every time you find a machine gun when magnetic fishing.
I think people need to see this.
Oh, yes. If you have not seen that, you need to go to Big Mac's Instagram.
I don't know if I posted it. I got to post it there.
Put it just do a post on your story real quick. Just do like a little that way people can go to your story and see what it is. It is the cartel special. It is absolutely the cartel special. Okay, did you cut out, or did the stream cut out, or did I cut out?
No, I minimized to do my Instagram post.
Oh, okay. I was like, uh-oh. Yeah, the thing is though, that's the cartel blicky right there. Yeah, and I'm carrying 43X, but I am currently carrying it on my 48 MOS frame, which is the same as the 43X frame, but this one's an MOS, so I have the rail to carry a TLR7 sub on it with 21 rounds in the Clip-A-Zane in the magazine, and it's a Shield Arms 15 round magazine with a +5 extension, so it's 20 + 1. Yeah, yeah, we'll report on anything that we can as quickly as possible if something pops off. And for everyone in here, we had like 97 people in here at one point. So the fact that your boy almost hit 100 people tonight, shout out to all you guys. I will be doing some I'd say we probably still have 2 weeks until the final giveaway. I have some really, really, really dope stuff that we're going to be giving away, and it's not going to be this one, but man, look at that bad boy. Look at that Microtech. This is actually the John Wick. One of the John Wick Microtechs, and I got like 4 or 5 of the John Wick coins. So when I pair those, it looks dope. But you guys are going to see tack knives. Dude, if you haven't taken the time to check out tack knives, please do check them out. These things are awesome. They are incredible, and they're super, super affordable. And if you use code DARK, you get 20% off. And take a look through the description. You're going to see a whole bunch of links that can save you guys money. Code DARK gets you 20% off attack knives. Also, Goonbeam, man, I'm going to be able to add, because of Goonbeam, I'm going to be able to add some of these crazy lights. So let me back up a little bit. I'm doing a giveaway. It's just hard to look at Jonah's face. Well, I know he's posting the IG, so it's frozen. There it is. He's back.
It's on IG. I'll add some tags later, but it is the narco cartel gun. Grip say Santa Muerte on it. It's like nickel plated or whatever with gold accents, gold hammer. It's fucking nutty.
Yeah, that thing.
And they're like not much money. I could get you one for like $600.
Yeah, dude, it's
the Beretta 92 clone actually.
Yeah, it's fresh. How do I get my tack knife pro fixed? What happened to your tack knife? Shoot me a message on IG. I would love to figure out what happened. Rich also needed help. I actually fixed his tack knife. He had the Barracuda, and I fixed that for him. I think that was more of a Rich problem, though. Don't tell him that I said that. Yeah, shoot me a message on IG, and I'll keep a lookout. I know a lot of times I miss messages on IG, y'all. I'm sorry, but I'll take a look, and yeah, just reach out to them. I had one of their cheaper knives break. It was like I don't know, $50 $55, something like that, and it broke, and I could not fix it. Which I know it's hard to think of something I can't fix, but 99 take America back. I let ex teacher of mine sharpen it. Oh goodness. Oh, I don't know if the blade is like totally marred up, they probably can't fix. I don't know. Just yeah, shoot me a message and we'll figure it out. I actually had one of the springs break, which is out of all the tack knives I've had, over a dozen. And I've probably given away at least half a dozen, probably more. And I've never had one break. Well, I had one break, and they were like, "Yep, no problem. Here you go." Boom, sent me another one. Actually, I don't even think I sent them the other one back either. But anyway, yeah, go look in the description. Goonbeam, all that, Gideon Optics, PR Triggers, all that stuff. They're all in there. So show them some love. Go check them out. But code DARK, code GLOWIES. There's a whole bunch of codes that you can use to save some money, and you support, the companies that support us, right? As gun builders, we are being completely abandoned by not only our own industry, but the people that are actively out to get us and against us anyway. So we may as well support each other. You know what I'm saying? No, it just won't close or open. Okay, I'll walk you through how to fix it. Very simple. Very simple. I got you. It's either very simple or it has been permanently broken. Yeah, one or the other. But I got you. I'll at least show you how to fix OTF knives. That way you know how to always fix any of them whenever. Or you may find when you open it up that the shit's broken. But I got you either way. Okay, so for the giveaway, what I'm doing is anybody who has any DLD merch. Now, this is, the patches that I sold 2 years ago. This is actually, you know what? I'm curious. I wonder if the blue light it does glow. Oh, dope, dude. Hold on. Let me show this night vision. Dang.
I wish I had another hand to do the goon beam because it's insane, this goon beam.
Just put the Goombeam in your mouth. I was totally joking. Are you actually
No.
doing it?
There's some decent amount of ambient light out here, but
Dude, that's dope.
my phone's kind of changing the color of it. But it's like a bluish color.
Yeah, yeah. That's dope. I would just sit out there all day and night. Look up at the stars.
See, you can even see the clouds.
Yeah. Can we see any satellites up there? No, it's too cloudy.
No, it's pretty cloudy right now.
Yeah. I put you on full screen so I can see. Oh, there's Santa. I'm just kidding.
Should I shoot him down?
Holy Malanta, it's Santa. Dude, that's so fire, man. That's so fire.
I'm getting a mount so I could put my phone right against the night vision.
Oh, that's dope. That's dope. My grandpa said they used to keep a bucket of corn cobs in the outhouse to wipe. Oh, bro. Yikes.
I don't want to hear the rest of that. I'm good.
Yeah. Well, at least he did say during the Great Depression, so at least that makes sense. Anyway, so if anyone has a DLD patch, PWEDC patch, any of the DLD stickers that comes when you buy stuff from DLD Hardware, which is down right now, I know I gotta get that taken care of.
Yeah, pay for the web host.
I know, I forgot. I made a mistake, y'all. I'm still working on getting everything back up and running. Just please, please, please. Bear with me, please.
DLD held a gun to my head and made me build this website and then forgot to pay $4 for the web host.
I know. And after you told me, I still didn't go back up and do it, but I will. I will. I'll wait. I'll wait like 2 weeks to do it so people can still go buy merch if they want. Because I kept saying 2 weeks, like 2 weeks ago, and I said 2 weeks, but I'll wait 2 weeks. Okay, so like a DLD hoodie, right? The Lazy Roofer hoodie, Lazy Roofer pillow, if you take a picture, a dope AF picture with DLD merch, any kind of DLD merch, anything, doesn't matter, because I don't want people that only have $50 to spend, or if you could spend $2 on stickers at DLD Hardware, which is down right now because I was attacked by people that shut me down. If you could spend $2 on stickers, you can enter to win. Okay. Anyway, take a dope ass picture, do a gun, a build, gear, anything. Just make it super dope. A super dope picture. Make it funny. Make it something, right? Like, so now I know that if what's his name sent me, if Logan sent me a picture of a DLD patch on a bucket of corn cobs, then hold on. Oh, hold on. It's just spinning. It's spinning. I think he's trying to get back on. So if Logan sends me a picture of a DLD patch on a bucket of corn cobs, then I would know that we would know that'd be funny, right? You gonna try to say something?
Can you hear me now?
Or are you gonna say something? I'm just kidding. Yes, I can hear you. Sorry.
I fixed it. I had to make a Teams call on my computer, and just the microphone started working when I did that. It's almost like it went to sleep, but I rebooted my computer like 5 times.
Bastards.
Now I know.
You want to hum on something? Okay, so yeah, anything like that. Take a dope ass picture, nods, guns, gear, gats, builds, with anything. Just make it cool, fun, funny. We all know humor wins, right? Or dope factor wins, right? Like if I took a picture of one of my like $2,500 Glocks with some gear and made it funny or fun, or just make it like a gorgeous picture, dude, that would go so far. So anyway, I'm going to take the 5 finalists. You guys are going to vote on the top 5 finalists. Okay. You guys will vote live on a live stream for the top 5 finalists. Once I get those top 5 finalists, you guys will vote on the dopest ones. Whichever way that vote ends, and prize winner number 1 gets prize number 1. Winner number 2 gets prize number 2. All the way.
I'm
through
flexing
3,
all
4,
the machine
5.
guns.
Flex them. If you got.
No, you can't
DLD
flex
merch.
inventory.
So.
Oh God, Dude Knowledge says he's clipping that video or that audio, that clip of me humming into the mic, and he's putting a dick there.
Oh, come on, dude. I believe it. That's a great idea, actually. At least I was just like,
Also, Gabber doesn't know a lot of people don't know. So the gun stuff's my side job. My day job, I'm a network systems engineer. So I work on firewalls and I manage our whole fiber network across the state, routing, switching, all that.
that's how he knew to turn it off and turn it back on.
So he said driver issue. I was like, I already tried. I uninstalled the driver, reinstalled it, did all that. That was the first thing I did.
That's funny. Um, so for y'all, just so you know, okay, I have been collecting stuff because it's taken more time. I not only now have knives to give away, I have Gideon optics, I have Goom beams, I have medical gear, I have medical gear, I have what was the other stuff? I had
Did you
something
just
else.
Nazi salute?
No, I'm pointing at the
Oh,
bag.
yeah.
I'm kidding. I have
Over there.
I think it was it's their right. It's the right. Yeah, right. I don't know. Left. Anyway, I have a whole bunch of stuff: optics, knives, gear. I may even throw in some ammo if I can ship that stuff like that or whatever.
I'll send
I
you
have,
shipping labels.
dude. I got goom beams. I got all sorts of stuff, and it's gonna be lots of dope, dude. I probably have over $150 in medical gear alone, and I got $260 in goon beams. I got at
Oh,
least one Gideon optic.
so people know if you have an HSA or FSA at work and they're putting money in it for you or whatever, you could buy medical gear with that, IFAX and everything.
For real?
Uh-huh.
Hold up. So you could buy IFAX and then they would reimburse you for it?
Mm-hmm. If you have an HSA or FSA,
What?
it's medical equipment, it's health supplies.
That is so dope, Jonah.
You could literally, if you got $200 sitting in, because sometimes it won't roll over at the end of the year. So if you haven't used it, go spend it on IFAC, whatever you want. And if you have a wife and kids and all, that money's just there at the end of the year. It's going to go away. She won't know about it.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Yeah, so it's gonna be lots and lots of stuff that I'm giving away. So the people that are gonna, I mean, it's gonna be like package. Oh, and I'm also gonna be including at least one Dilder Glock 19 barrel and all sorts of stuff, man. It is gonna be my most expensive giveaway ever. Ever, 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 ever. So take the time to hurry up and get in it. But I know the people that had that didn't already purchase merch because my site was shut down because I was targeted by crazy leftist extremists that wanted to take me down. Um, you can't buy merch right now, so sorry. And it's not really fair because if someone's like, "Well, I want to be put in this giveaway, so I want to go buy merch or whatever." So and guys, look, I make a maximum of $10 per merch item. So please don't think that I am doing this to like earn money to make money of that. I do not make money off merch. Really, the reason I even put merch out was just to do really funny stuff and base stuff that you guys can be like. I mean, who else can you get a shirt from that says the government did 9/11? Right? Like that's a really cool shirt and all your friends will be staring at it for 10 minutes wondering what it is, and that's the funny part. So anyway, I should have it hopefully up and running in the next few days, maybe the next few business days or whatever. And as soon as we get more information on the e-forms and stuff, we'll let you guys know and keep you posted. Make sure you go follow Joner. I'm just kidding. Make sure you follow Jonah at Big Mac Defense. There's his telefono number. He will be able to help you guys. If you can find a product, he can find it cheaper. And he has always held true to that. And if he can't find it cheaper, which he almost always can, he will let you know where to go to get it. Okay. He's a good dude. Help support him. He's in our same little world and we need to support each other here. So, yeah, anything else you want to end on before we wrap up?
I don't think so. Buy guns, buy suppressors, stimulate the market.
Yeah. Heck yeah. Um, Morningstar, what's up, bro? My bad, I didn't see you. And Mulan, shout out to you, Mulan. I miss you. Love you too, bud. Live life. Great to see you. Corn Pop, great to see you too. You can take our Western values, but you can't take our butt
Butt
guns.
guns. You cannot take the butt guns.
Man, yes, you got it, man. Nailed it. Um, I will mail you a $10,000 bill for the DLD merch. I don't currently like hold the merch. It's a third party you purchase it from that ships it out. It's so funny because like people order the merch and then they're like, "Dude, you didn't even put any stickers in here." I'm like, "Oh, I'm sorry. It's not from me. It's from the company that makes it. If I could make and print shit on demand, bro, I'd be killing it." But yeah, I'm not doing that. It's from a ramen. It's from a third party company. So anyway, guys, in closing, carry gats, and prepare and get right with God because times is crazy. Support Jonah, support Goonbeam, support Gideon Optics, support PR Trigger, support Tac Knives, support DLD Hardware when it's up, and yeah, let's do things. So I appreciate all y'all. Thank you, Jonah, for coming on, and we'll catch you guys on the next one. As we wrap this up, I just want to say this: I close every single live stream the same, and in summation, no, I'm kidding. In closing, I think it's important that every single man identify the specific things for them as an individual. Like, what are your rules? What are your standards? And what are your expectations? And the rules that I like to share at the end of every stream are this. Rule number one is to be kind. It's so important that we're kind in everything that we do. That brief little interaction that you have with somebody else could have a massive impact on their life. So be kind. Rule number two is to live a life of care, compassion, contribution, give to others. When you contribute to others, when you bless others, you become blessed because the hand that's open to give is open to receive. Rule number three, because we know the only way for us to defeat evil is with good men skilled in violence. Make sure that you're becoming as highly skilled in violence as you possibly can be, and be safe, be dangerous, and keep that thing on you. And with that, ladies and gentlemen, we're out of here. Jonah, thank you, my brother. And we'll catch y'all on the flip side. Oh, look at this. Look at that. Catch y'all on the flip side. You know me too well. You know me too well. All right, y'all. Thank you so much. We'll see y'all next time. No show this Saturday, but see if I can squeeze one out for you.
Yeah.